And welcome to ColoradoSports.TV's coverage of the Colorado Football Conference Championship game. Today, the Denver Sharks are hosting time CFC veteran John Country Doe. The North.
I'm doing good, Eric. Thanks for having me come along today.
Man, I love having you next to me. We're going to have a pretty exciting, phenomenal defense. But on the other side, both teams have been struggling a little bit offensively. So if you tuned in last week, you saw that game with a lot of people think it's not exciting, but I loved it. Nice kick return. He takes it, gets right at about the 30-yard line.
That was good coverage by the.
Yeah, the Nightmare had good. Yeah, they covered their lanes and stopped him right there. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Denver Sharks.
This will be interesting because both teams have great defenses.
Yeah.
And this term always is defense wins championships. Well, today I firmly believe that it's going to be offense that's going to win this championship. Whoever can get their offense going first and keep it rolling is going to win this game.
You know what? I agree with you. And then what I like about defensive battles as well is it always comes down to like the last 2 minutes of a game. And you've got to try to get that offense clicking enough to finally punch in. And one score can win a game. But who knows what happens. This is why we play the game, and we're going to start with the first offensive play of the 2019 CFC Championship, where we're going to go spread offense with 2 to the left, 1 to the right, running back in the backfield. There's a snap, pitch out, gets a nice block, makes somebody miss forward, gains maybe 1 yard. He might have just got back to the line of scrimmage.
So, yeah, I'm seeing here, and this is obviously the Nightmare being coached well on defense because that is literally what we call swarm tackling on the defense, and it's just solid tackling. They all got to the ball, the carrier, and they flowed really well.
Yeah, you know, that defensive right side did their job. They read that play out and stuffed it nice and early. So now it's going to bring us to 2nd and 10, and the Sharks break huddle quickly. And Jawan McFly, we call him Smoke, is in the backfield at quarterback. He doubles, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. There's a snap. He's got time. Throw a quick pass. It looks caught to me. Did he catch it? Yep, they're giving him the spot, so a nice pass. It looks like there's going to be about 2.5 yards short.
Looks about
2 yards, so we're coming up on 3rd and 2 here. And I tell you what, that's actually a good sign for the Denver Sharks because last week they struggled a little bit on the passing game. He was overthrowing, floating some balls, but that one was right on the money.
It was.
He got it right where he needed to be and put his offense in a position to get this first down. So on 3rd and 2 of the opening drive of the championship game, Smoke's going to do the same formation, doubles, to the right, to the left. There's a snap, and he tries to handle up off the middle.
Great running. Great, just keeping his legs moving.
He did, but it's not going to be enough. It's going to bring up 4th down, and that defensive line of the Nightmare busted through in the backfield and disrupted that early.
You know, I just noticed something with the defense, too. I see that they're already starting to play with their line formations. The Sharks are. They went from a 3 to a 4 now.
Oh, you mean
the Nightmare? The Nightmare are switching up their defense formations. I kind of like that. Keeps the offense guessing. Let's see what happens throughout the game.
All right, so on 4th and 2, the Sharks are electing to punt the ball away, and we've got 2 returners hovering around their own 25, 30-yard line. They're going to be both around the 25. And the Sharks punter last week was probably the MVP. He had a great game. And this is returnable. He's got it at the 20. He's on the inside of the field, cuts out to his left. He's got blockers in front of him. Big block on there by the Nightmare. Flags are thrown. That's probably going to come back. Did you see that block?
I did. That's some dirty laundry right there. It was cracked back. It looked like his helmet was behind him instead of in front of him.
Flag on the play.
So
you think it's going to be
it's going to be
blocking the back? Or
yeah, it's going to be blocking the back.
Hopefully it's not targeting because that's an ejectable penalty.
And that's not good that the player's already hurt either.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, he's not coming up. Is he still down?
He is. It looks like his leg or his ankle.
Well, he got flipped upside down on that big block. That was a vicious hit.
You know, and here's the big thing with this is that I understand that this is an excitable game and these guys all have to work tomorrow. I mean, it's the game. We're all going to hit hard, and that's just what this championship game is.
Sure.
Both these teams excited to be here, both ready to go. There's going to be injuries throughout the season. There's going to be injuries tonight. We just hope that everybody can still go to work on Monday.
Well, he's getting off the field under his own power. He's not putting any favor on any leg, so I think he just took a pretty nasty hit and needed some time to recover from it.
Yeah. It's good to see him walking off, though. Medical staff probably check him out a little bit.
Yeah, they might go through like a little concussion protocol on that.
Probably a range of motion on his legs, because that's really what it looked like he was hurting.
All right, so now the Nightmare are going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line, and they're going to, out of shotgun, stack 3 receivers to the right, send 1 to the left, single running back in the backfield. There's a snap, handoff, he goes left, cuts up the middle, gets some yardage, and the blue jerseys are on them, but that's probably after a gain of 6 or 7 on that run, not too bad.
He definitely ran it. It looked like a 22, probably a 23, right up the middle.
Brings up 2nd down and 4.
All right, so the Nightmare break their huddle. And this time he's going to send his trip receivers left, single receiver on the right. The Sharks are in a 4-down lineman front, but that Mike linebacker is creeped up right on that line. Single safety, there's a handoff, and here comes the blue jerseys to bring him down for a loss of about 2 yards on that play. Not too bad there, huh, Country?
No, I was actually watching it a little bit more. Definitely the line is starting to get a little bit of pressure. I think everyone's nerves got to settle down a little bit more. And that's what we're going to see for the first couple plays. Everyone's nerves are going to start settling down, and then we're going to start seeing more of the game develop.
All right, so this brings up 3rd down for the Nightmare. About 3rd and 7 here. And he's going to go double-doubles on us here. Send 2 receivers left, 2 right out of a shotgun formation. 4-down lineman front for the Sharks. 2 safeties.
Creeping
Here
blitz.
comes the blitz. Throws it outside. Oh, he tosses it down the middle. And the Sharks are there. Finally bring him down. Big gain on the play for the Northern Colorado Nightmare. That'll bring him first and 10.
We got laundry on the field, though.
Oh, there is a flag down there.
It looks like it's
when it's there behind the line, it's usually holding, huh?
No, it looks like it's probably going to be on the Sharks because one of the Sharks seems a little upset about it. But on that play,
where is the White House? Oh, they're still talking about it. They're trying to figure out.
That play, though, the receivers clearly, there's some broken coverage there. Because he split it right down the middle on that pass.
Right, he did. And
see, it is against the Sharks.
Oh, personal foul. So that's going to tack on 15 yards after the play.
Yeah.
So that's turns out to be a very big play for the Northern Colorado Nightmare. Looks like they're going to spot the ball right at the Sharks' 19-yard line. So a short field situation there for the Northern Colorado Nightmare. And like you talked about earlier, Countries, whichever offense is going to open up first, and that's exactly what the Nightmare are doing.
And like I said, it's nerves still got to settle down, but the Nightmare are definitely striking while the iron's hot. And if they can score here, they're going to have the momentum going the rest of the game.
All right, so we're ready to get this play going. We got double-doubles out of a shotgun. There's the handoff. Nope, fakes it, throws it. Intercepted by the Sharks. He's got it to the 25 and finally brought down. Beautiful read by the linebacker on that play. And the Sharks are going to get the ball 1st and 10.
That was definitely a momentum killer right there by them. Solid play, definitely good read by the – it looked like a corner probably read that right. That looked like a corner.
Was this a corner or the outside linebacker that made that?
It looked like a corner or safety. I couldn't quite tell from where my angle was, but it looked like where the ball was thrown, it looked like a corner or safety.
It was a beautiful read because he looked open.
He did.
And then that defensive player just got right in front of that pass and
just
did exactly what he needed to do.
Underneath.
So that's what we had talked about earlier. Both of these defenses are very, very strong.
Both defenses have great leaders on them, and I think this is going to be a very interesting game, like I said, but it's going to all come down to that offense.
Yes, it sure is.
Here we go, Eric.
All right, so Smoke breaks that huddle, and he's going double-doubles, 2 to the right, 2 to the left out of a shotgun. 4 down linemen front for the Nightmare. 2 safeties over the top. There's a snap. Looks like Smoke's trying to throw it. Throws it deep over the top, and it's caught.
open.
Oh!
He still caught it. Amazing catch.
Yes, it is a catch. Excuse me. He went up for it, bobbled in his hands, fell down on his back, and the ball landed right in his chest. And that's a big offensive play for the Denver Sharks.
But the one thing the receivers always practice on is never leaving their eyes off the ball, and that's something that he did right there. Always kept his eyes on the ball and knew where it was when he came down.
Ball on the 47-yard line, 1st and 10.
All right, so that gives the Sharks 1st and 10 inside Nightmare territory. They're going to get the ball right at the 47-yard line. All right, so he's got trips right, single on the left, shotgun formation, still a
single back in the back.
3 down lineman front this time, so they decided to run it right up the gut. Gain of about 4, 5. He kept fighting, like about 5-yard gain on that one. Not too bad.
One thing I noticed about the Nightmare right away is that they're trying to shoot the ball in that, and it looks like they're trying to do that consistently and going after the ball. He seemed like he was just trying to pull the ball out, no other thing. Wasn't worried about really the form. If he would have just form tackled him back where he made the initial contact, it would have been a shorter game.
That's right. The surge that he kept fighting for it made a big difference. So 2nd down and about 5 yards here for the Denver Sharks. And Smoke's going to go 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Max protection in the backfield. Some confusion on the defensive line for the Nightmares. And there's the handoff up the middle, and the Nightmare are there immediately to stop him for a loss of about 2 yards on that play.
Looked like they had 5 down linemen that time.
Oh, did they have 5 on there?
It looked like a 5. It could have been 6 with 2 linebackers up on the outside.
Let's see. All right, so the Sharks are huddling up. That's going to bring up 3rd.
3rd and about
8? No, 7.
7.
Yeah, 3rd and 7.
Clark's got it for 6. But hey. Here we go. Let's see what Smoke can do here. This could be a big momentum switch right here for him. And let's see how he handles it.
This is a important 3rd down, and he's getting motion.
That is what you need, drawing him offsides there.
Well, was that offsides, or because the Nightmares seem happy and it might be false start? And they are giving it false start against the Sharks. And, I know you watched a little bit last weekend, but penalties were a major player in the game last weekend. And hopefully we don't have to see too much of that tonight.
I'm hoping so too, but unfortunately penalties are always part of the game. And if the refs are not going to let anything go tonight, then we're going to see a lot of penalties because everybody plays dirty at some point. We all try to keep it clean, but we'll see how it goes tonight.
Right. All right, doubles in a shotgun on 3rd and long, 3rd and about 12. Mike linebacker sneaks up to the line, and here comes the pressure, but the offensive line is holding, throws it over the top, and nicely played by the defensive back on that one. Both players were taking a chance on it, and that defensive back was able to reach out and knock that ball down. That brings up 4th down, and it puts the Sharks in a punting situation. So, like I talked about earlier, man, these defenses are making the difference right now.
And like you said, the defense is everything for both these teams. But eventually, like I keep saying, it's going to be offense. I'm going to stick with that because I've been on both sides of this before when I played. And defenses, yeah, they're great. But if you can't score and your defense is all that, we're not going to have a 4-0 game like we did last week.
That 4-0 game was a rarity right there.
So I firmly believe it's going to be about the offense.
All right, there's a snap, and the punt is high, and it's pretty long. Let's see where it comes down. Oh, he kicked it out of bounds. I see what he did. Let's see where they decide to spot this thing. I'm not sure which ref is trying to spot it. Here he goes. Finally. Pass to the 20. He's going to put it right at the 25. So the Nightmare will start 1st and 10 at their own 25. And last time they were in this position at the last drive, and they were able to get it all the way down in the red zone.
We're going to see if they clean up what they broke. The Sharks are going to clean up with the formation that they broke on that and to get that big play for the Nightmare. And we're going to see if they clean it up this play right here or this drive, more or less.
It looks like that they picked on some man defense on that one.
They did, but I think there still was some broken coverage in that. Somebody should have saw him coming through the middle and should have picked him up.
I gotcha. All right, so the Nightmare are going to open up in a trip formation with one to the right in a shotgun, 4 down linemen front, single safety on the top. There's a handoff up the middle. He gets a little past, maybe gain of about a yard and a half, maybe 2.
You know who made that tackle? That's the old man right there. That was R.C. Collins that made that play.
Oh, R.C. Collins had an incredible game last weekend, scoring a sack and forcing a fumble inside his own 5-yard line.
Really?
Oh, he just showed out last week. And I talked to him this week as well. This is his last game is what he's saying.
Really?
Yeah. He's ready to retire, and he wants to go out on top, and he told me he's going to do everything he can to win this game.
Well, that's the typical RC right there.
Yeah, it sure is. All right, so we're in shotgun. Trips right, deuces left. There's some motion across the backfield. There it is. Handoff going outside. He cuts the corner. Doesn't get a whole lot, though. The swarming defense of the Sharks get outside and bring him down for maybe, what do you think, Country, 1 or 2 yard gain?
He's probably about a 2.
Yeah.
It's looking like he might have moved it 1.5.
Yeah.
We'll call it even right in the middle right there. How about that?
So it looks like we're coming on 3rd and 6 here. Actually, 3rd and 7 for the Nightmare. So interesting how the last time the Nightmare had the ball, they used the passing game to get really, really far downfield. They've stuck to the running so far.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to wear down the defensive line and wear down constantly coming forward and set them up for maybe a bigger play later.
Gotcha. All right, shotgun formation, double. There's a snap. Here comes the pressure. Actually, he's got plenty of time. He decides to keep it. Runs forward, surges.
Ball's down.
The ball's down on the ground. The Sharks say they have it. And the refs agree. That's 2 offensive possessions for the Nightmare that end in a turnover. And now the Sharks have possession deep into the Nightmare territory. Not a bad play.
No, I caught that right when he went through. They were trying to strip it, but they're also trying to tackle him down at the same time. They were doing all the things I talked about earlier about instead of just trying to tackle him and trying to strip the ball, they went for the tackle and the strip at the same time and trying to make sure that he can get more progress.
Well, they did a heck of a job. Did you see who did it? Was it RC?
No, it wasn't RC.
He's right there in the middle.
He wasn't in the middle, but it wasn't RC this time. It was somebody else. This is a great opportunity for the Sharks here to at least easily come away with a field goal here if they can get it down a little bit.
And they've
more.
got the field goal kicker to do it, too. They do have a good place kicker. So 1st and 10 from the Nightmare 32 for the Sharks. And they're going to open up with a max protection package. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. 4
Looks
down
like the offensive
front.
linemen's offense was tight, too.
There's a snap, no blitz.
Smoke
gets it out, and it is incomplete. He threw it high.
It looks like the offensive line is starting to do a little bit more, like you said, max protection. They brought their stands in a little bit more instead of being a little bit more wider out from what I can see from up here. And
they did let the Nightmare defense in earlier, and now they seem to be getting a grasp on it.
They're seeming to be getting a little bit tighter in their stance, shorten their stance down instead of having them wide for those running lanes. But eventually I have a feeling that they're probably going to go back to that and see if they can't work the run again.
All right, well, Smoke breaks that huddle. They didn't gain an inch on that one, so that brings it to 2nd and 10. And he's max protect. 2 to the left, 1 to the right, 4 down linemen front, single safety over the top for the Nightmare. Handoff up the middle. He found a hole, but the Nightmare wrapped him up pretty quick after a gain of about 3, maybe 4 yards on that.
I'd say probably about 2. He caught him right when he was coming through the line of scrimmage. He caught him with the shoelace tackle pretty much and then just held him up.
All right, folks, just so you know, we do have our YouTube chat up now. So if you guys have any questions for myself or Country, who knows a whole lot more about it than I do, feel free to ask, talk, and we'll be more than happy to interact with you guys. All right, this looks like we do have a player down.
On the no-co side.
Yeah. So as they take a break for the injury, we'll take a break. And thank you for tuning in to Colorado Sports TV's. Yeah, so, are we okay?
You can't catch me off guard.
Sorry. Is he still down? Yeah.
He is.
It looks like he's down for a little bit.
So the biggest thing I think that's going to happen now is with these players is that are they going to be able to relax, like I said, keep saying, because everyone's still playing very tight, it looks like.
Yeah. Okay, he got up, but he's pretty ginger on that left
It's one
leg.
of their linemen, too. Is number 69, it looks like, down over there. That's up kind of slowly.
Are we okay? Are we still live? Yeah. Okay. All right, sorry, folks. I threw our producer off, and I apologize for that.
It looks like we're going to carry on here. It looks like some water's on the field, but when we get them going here real quick, the action's going to pick right back up.
All right, so it looks like they're spotting him for about a 3-yard gain on that.
Okay.
So it's going to bring up second and 7. See, is there? No, it's third down. There we go. Third
down
and 6. All right, max protection. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. 4 down line front, single safety over the top. They got a linebacker lined out outside on the right side of the defense. He fades back. Smoke throws the ball.
He's wide open.
It's open. He catches it. Makes a miss. And that is a Denver Sharks touchdown. Jawan Smoke McFly handling his business, getting on the board first. That brings us to a 6-0 ball game with 5 minutes, 33 left in the first quarter.
I bet you the Sharks right now are static after last week only going 4-0, and their offense not really being able to capitalize in some situations. Them being able to score this early in the game is going to be really helpful for them in moving forward in this game. I think that was a very crucial thing that they all needed to see of their offense. Defense is going to get a little bit more lively now, and then things are going to start picking up from there.
You know, I'm happy for the Sharks that they did that, but I'm actually a little bit surprised as well, man, because the Nightmare are very well known for how well they do in their zone defense, and that's what they went to. There wasn't a blitzer in there, and Jawan was able to find that open spot and get that taken care of. So.
Yeah, he played it really well, and here goes the field goal. Oh, it's blocked.
The extra point. Is he going to make it?
No, he caught it.
He's returnable. He's to the 20, trying to stop him. There's the blue jerseys around him. They'll get him.
There's a flag right there on the ground.
Yeah, that's probably going to come back. Might be for a block in the back or something. We'll see what they say. But what it ultimately results in is a miss of the extra point.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll give us a 6-0 game with 5:33 left.
What's the flag on? I didn't see.
He hasn't said yet. Oh, he's saying right now. It is against the Nightmare. The penalties declined.
During the return, holding on the Nightmare. That penalty has been declined. That brings the score Sharks 6.
That's odd that they would decline it. You'd think the Sharks would take it again.
Well, but it was after the kick.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be a re-kick. So it just makes sense to do that.
I love the color commentary in the background.
All right. So after that scoring drive for the Sharks, we got a 6-0 game. And if you are making comments on YouTube, give us a minute and we'll switch over and take a look. But feel free to talk to us if you'd like to. All right, and there's the kick. It's high, but it's a little short coming down right around the 18-yard line. Making cuts. He's got room to the 35. Here comes a flag. I'm not going to try to.
I'm thinking it's probably going to come over the back because that's what it looked like from up here.
During the return, flag on.
So you think it's against the Nightmare?
I believe it's going to be on the Sharks, actually.
Sharks. Okay, so waiting on the White Hats call here. I wish they would have mic'd him up for this game. Personal foul, face mask against the Sharks.
He
So
came
that's
over
going to tack on even more yardage against
So
them.
what I saw was when they were making the tackle, they were coming over the back of him, and somebody obviously grabbed the face mask when they were going down. Obviously, there's going to be a penalty every time on that.
So now the Nightmare gets to open this drive due to the penalty in Shark territory. And they'll have 1st and 10 at the Sharks' 45-yard line. And the Nightmare are going to open up doubles to the left, to the right, shotgun formation. 4 down linemen front for the Sharks. There's a snap. Quarterback looks quick throw. Outside is caught. Trying to make a miss and gets brought down. Gain of about 5 yards on that?
It is. You know, I will say this, Eric. I mean, I played offense. I played defense in my time in CFC. One of the things I've noticed when I played offense.
Oh, dude, that was a gain of 10 yards.
Oh, wow.
My math is wrong. That's
nice
first
catch.
down, yeah.
Is that even when you're at the 45 or the 40, you're looking down at the end zone, it seems like miles away. And you're just looking at it. You're like, especially when a defense is playing really, really well.
Right.
It just seems like, is it really that far away? And I'm hoping that these players are still early in the game that they're not feeling that yet.
Gotcha. All right, so on 1st and 10, after that first down pass and catch, we're going to go double-doubles in the shotgun. There's a snap, throw a quick snap, outside caught to the third 25, brought down right around
That's another 10. That's 11 yards right there.
Yep. 2 pass plays come to 2 first downs, and the Nightmare are moving the ball down the field just nicely there.
Looks like they're starting to settle down a little bit more, get in the groove. They actually scored a lot of points last week, if I believe right. I caught the Sharks game, which was the 4-0.
4-0 game. Yeah, and the Nightmare made it to the championship game by beating the Flames. It was a one-possession game, and I think, I'm not positive because I don't have the information in front of me, but I think it ended 34-27 with the Nightmare on top.
So obviously their offense does work.
Right.
They just wink.
Handoff up the middle. He finds the hole, pushes forward. Gain of about, 8 yards on there. Looks like it's going to be 2nd and 2.
Mm-hmm. So obviously the Nightmares offense does work. It's just
yes.
How fast is it going to work? And it's always starting to settle down. They're starting to get in it. They have some great leaders on that offensive line over there. Both Daddy Oach and Baby Oach, both are very good players. Hopefully can settle down the offensive line and they go forward.
Now the Occhiato men are father and son duo. Don Occhiato is at center, and at left tackle is his son, Anthony Occhiato. And we're going to go shotgun double-double. There's the snap, throws it across the middle, and it is dropped. That bounced right off his hands. So that'll still keep us at, what, 3rd?
Sorry about the shaky camera, guys. And like you said.
Hey, Bear's watching. Hey, Bears, good to see you. Antonio Barrera, long-time semi-pro football player. I got Country in the booth with me, buddy.
Hey, Bear, how you doing, man?
Everybody loves Bear.
Bear, I'm totally jealous driving around with the Stones.
I was about to say that. Bears had a really nice gig touring with the Rolling Stones and driving a truck for him, man. We're happy for you. Congratulations. All right. What do we have here? We got a tight end in the game. Handoff up the middle.
That's going to be a first down.
Step. Yep, he's got enough for the first.
Hey, Bear, I'm not quite good as you, but I'm trying to fill in right now, and I'm hoping I'm doing a pretty good job for you.
He's in Seattle. You know what? I know we're supposed to be talking football here, but I really love the fact, Bear, that you decided to watch the Broncos Hall of Fame game instead of watching the Rolling Stones concert. You, sir, are a true Bronco fan. All right, so we got
back to the game.
1st and 10 at the Sharks' 11-yard line. So they can still get a first down here if they need to.
Yeah, it could be 8 plays to get in that end zone, which is very crucial right now.
So it looks like we've got motion across the backfield. Tight end right, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Shotgun formation, crowded box for the Sharks. And the running back goes left side, gain of about 3 yards. I'm going to let you guys know. Normally, when we do a broadcast, we're sitting right around the 40, 50-yard line, more around the 50. But at this stadium, they put us on the far side, on the Nightmare side right now. So it's kind of hard to see the yardage and the down markers from.
I will tell you this, Eric. I just watched that run play, and it looks like there's probably going to be some choppiness coming up here soon. It looks like the lines are both starting to both get really choppy, very physical. We're going to see something happen eventually on the defense and O-lines.
All right. On 3rd and about 8, we're going to go double-doubles out of shotgun. Crowded box, single safety. He looks like he's going to throw it. He's looking right, rolling out right. Here comes the pressure. He's hit as he throws, and that's going to turn into an incomplete pass.
That was solid pressure coming through.
Good read by the outside linebacker to come up and make that pressure, yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, sorry about if you guys were misinformed. The game kicked off at 6. All right, so now we're at 3rd and 8 coming up here.
Again, this is where I said those 8 plays that they could have to get into the end zone is going to come in very crucial right now.
Yeah, you know what? I know there's a lot of football game to play here. A lot of time still left in the game. But after the way the Sharks just scored, if you're a Nightmare, you want to score on this drive right here because that 6 is better than 3. We all know that. So we're going to open up in a shotgun formation, double-double, crowded box, single safety over the top for the Sharks. Rolls out right, no pressure, throws it, caught, pushes in. No, the Sharks hold him tight and have him right inside the 1-yard line. And they're going to have 1st and goal inside the 1-yard line.
Is that Anthony Rankin? Number 3?
That is Anthony All-Day Rankin making it. You know what? He ran just like Rankin. I should have recognized that just from his run. But the Sharks need a big stand right here,
They
man.
do. And this is where I told you. Those 8 players are going to come in right now.
From the 1.
So they just spotted out the one. It looked like it was inside the one to me, but the refs do have a better view on it than I do.
So, again, this is where I told you that the field seems so far away. That 10 yards, that 11 yards, probably seemed like a mile to them. And so this is very crucial right now. They're right there on the doorstep. They can see what's going to happen. If they can punch it in here, I think this game's going to be a very interesting game from here on out.
Well, they decide trips and handoff up the middle, and the Shark Swarm is taken for a loss of about 2 yards there.
That looks like RC was in there.
RC always comes up big inside the red zone.
Yeah.
Hey, Bear, let me tell you, man, give me more information, and I'll be more than happy to talk about that situation for you, buddy. I don't know the dates. I don't know where. I don't know when. But if you give me that info, I'll definitely let people know about it.
Here we go again.
All right, so 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line for the Nightmare.
It looks like they actually got a loss there for 2
Yeah,
yards.
they did. So that puts them in shotgun formation, double-double. Still same crowded box for the Sharks defense, and it's been holding up pretty good. There it is. He's going to try to throw it. Throws it out right. Caught. Touchdown. Northern Colorado Nightmare have tied the game at 66 with 40 seconds left in the first quarter.
That was a big, big play for him right there.
Sure was.
And I figured their run was starting to get shut down. It looks like the Sharks were starting to pick up on some key things down there. They went back to the one thing that they knew that they could do, and that was passing right now. Very short yardage plays, passing plays like that can win a game.
Well, it's definitely tied up the game, and we're going to go for the extra point. Now, I know last year the Nightmare had a very good place kicker. I'm pretty sure it's the same guy, but I'm not positive. So let's see what this place kicker has for us today. It's just an extra point. Do you think it'd be easy? Kick us up. Looks good to me. And the refs agree. So that puts the Nightmare over the Sharks 7-6 with 40 seconds left in the first quarter. And like we predicted, man, it's a fun game so far.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's been a defense, but offense is starting to show up, and that's what I told you was going to win this game. Whose offense was going to show up first, and what are they going to do? It could come down to even the place kickers at the end of this, because 1 point can make the difference of a game.
Well, you know what I find interesting is both offenses struggled pretty hard almost all season. The Sharks probably had a lot more points than the Nightmare did offensively, but it's championship game. Mm-hmm. And both sides are fighting really hard for it. So it's fun to watch both these offenses really step up their game to put that ring on their finger.
It is, and that's what the biggest thing is, just showing up when it matters. Your offense can struggle all year long, but when they show up at championship time, that's what you hope for.
Excellent. Thanks, Scott. That's awesome. Can you make it any chance? Well, it's just harder for me to read. It's a smaller screen.
Well, you got old eyes, and I understand that.
I guess I could do this. All right, for everybody tuning in, I want to inform you about a Toys for Tots charity game held by Antonio Barrera. He does it every year, and he does a great job of getting toys to children with the local Marine. Catch coming up the outside. He's got room. He gets it past the 35-yard line. Uh-oh, shoving the back there, and there's a flag. Nightmare player lost his cool, put two hands on a player, and that's going to tack more yardage onto this play.
I told you that. I saw it on the offensive and defensive lines. It's going to happen eventually. Players are going to start getting chopping. We're going to start seeing some penalties like that. And Bears game that Eric was talking about, the Toys for Tot game, is a very great game for the children and all that. I've played in it. I've had fun in it. It's a great game for the charities that Bear donates to, which is Toys for Tots. He gets the Marines out there. He gets everybody else out there. It's a great time just to see everyone come together for a great cause, which is Toys for Tots.
All right, so Bears Toys for Tots game will feature Team Colorado versus Team Bear, and it looks like he's got that thing scheduled for October 5th. So you can contact Antonio Barrera on Facebook for more information if you want to play, if you want to spectate, or if you want to help donate to a wonderful cause. And again, and then Bear, thanks again, man, for doing that for the kids. Oh, it looks like he's also doing Team Bear versus UCC. Yes, So the University of Colorado and Colorado Springs has a club team.
All right.
And it looks like Bears team is going to go up against them on November 5th.
That should be a fun game.
That should be fun, too, yeah. That should be good.
Anytime you can play a college team, it's just fun to play. Some of these guys want to get to that level, and then they can see, it's even though it's a club team and all, but it's still fun to play at that level. Just to play against these guys that go to college. They may not be playing Division I, Division II, Division III, but they're still in college, they're having fun, and they have a lot more accessibility to the equipment that we don't have all the time.
You know, UCCS was also in the league last year. They struggled a little bit.
I did see that, and I'm hoping that when this game happens this year, I hope that they say, okay, well, we're going to come back and play football in the Colorado Semi-Pro field, whichever league they do play in.
Actually, the gentleman who was running that team has told me that they've joined a club team college circuit, and their season starts off here in September, I believe.
Well, that's good.
All right, handoff. He decides to go right side, pushing for more. Gain of about, 8 on that play. So bring up second and 2.
Great solid running. Way to just hit the hole and just keep powering forward. Way to keep his legs moving. Getting his pads down and just keep moving forward.
Also, if you are interested in playing or participating with Toys for Tots, feel free to reach out to Ricky Savala on Facebook as well. That's the head coach. Switch sides, we're going to take a break. And thank you so much for watching Colorado Sports TV's presentation of the Colorado Football Conference Championship game. Nicely. I like the way you did that. And welcome back to Colorado Sports TV's presentation of the Colorado Football Conference Championship game. Help me with this. If this is the 31st or 32nd.
32nd. I think it's the 32nd.
I think it's the 32nd. The Colorado Football Conference has been around for 31 to 32 years. I'm pretty sure it's 32 years.
Well, I'll definitely fact check it because we have the commissioner up here with us.
You know, you think I would know.
He used to be the commissioner.
Handoff outside. Nice stiff arm. Makes the turn. Goes forward. Big, nice gain on there. They had him in the backfield, and he shoved him right off with that stiff arm and did very well.
That was a great play. Just never gave up on it. Just kept moving. Like I said, he read the corner right. Nightmare came through, but he was able to get his arm up, stiff arm him down, and keep moving.
All right, so making some offensive changes.
Some defense changes, too.
Yeah, let me hear them bells real quick.
What are they doing over there? All right, so.
Coming, baby.
Hey, they're getting more cowbell, and everybody loves more cowbell.
First and goal. Yeah, he's confusing me. Pump fake left, throws left. It's one-on-one.
Oh,
Safety catches it, and that's an interception. And the Nightmare are going to take over in the.
It really looked like Smoke pushed that play instead of letting it develop because the wide receiver is going to try to move in, and it just did not develop in time.
Big defensive play. Hey, Country, did you see who's watching right now?
You know, I was kind of shocked to see him watching, but I'm glad to see him watching. Still tells me that he's watching the CFC, and that's Jeremy Gals. Jeremy Gals, great to see you watching the game, commenting. Love your partaking on the game.
It's almost like having a celebrity watch us, isn't it?
It is. It's awesome.
Gals, man, it's good to see you again. Well, hear from you again. Hope things are well for you out there in Nebraska, my brother. All right, so after that big turnover, we're going to have 1st and 10 for the Sharks. Jeremy Gallus.
You know, it's funny because we have Bear Watching and Jeremy Gallus, both longtime CFC vets in the CFC. I remember when Jeremy Gallus owned the Stars or was part of the Stars. That's when I first played against him. And I think
handoff up the middle. He breaks a tackle, pushes forward. That's a nice first down run to start the drive.
Looks like it's 10 yards, first down.
Looks like it might have been 11 yards. It was a nice gain. Yeah, and then after I don't know about the Stars, but I knew Gallus as the owner of the
Wolfpack.
Yeah, the Wolfpack. And boy, he always had a good, solid team.
He did, and it was always fun to go up and play him. Really try to keep that organization really great. One of my longtime friends, CJ Cameron, which I'll just throw that name out there, played for Jeremy Gallus and always loved playing with him. So he's a good guy. When he got back in the league, he came over and played with me over at the Cobras. Great time with him.
You know, I guess I'm not surprised that he's watching now that I think about it because, of course, his star receiver for so many years with the Wolfpack is a receiver with the Nightmare, and that's number 3, Anthony All-Day Rankin. So there's the snap. Throws the ball over the top. He's got it.
Great throw.
Finally brought down. Big gain in the air for the Nightmare. And they're spotting that ball inside Shark territory at the 42-yard line.
You know, and like I said, this game is going to be very interesting. It looks like we said, the Nightmares offense scored so many points last week. Won that game by 1 touchdown. Look what's happening. They're starting to move the ball a lot more.
Actually, I don't know that this is. I think there was at least one defensive score for the Nightmare last week. Well, so this is a scoring defense that the Nightmare have, and they're finally getting some production on offense, and they're doing it at the right time.
Yeah, they are.
All right, so we're going to go shotgun, trips right. Sorry, single receiver left. 4 down line in front, but that Mike is laning up there, and he's pressuring through. Handoff bounces out left.
Way to read it.
Yep, beautiful read by the defensive end on that play. And brings him down for a small loss of about 2 yards. More like 1 1/8.
Oh, we got some dirty laundry on the field. It came in late.
Oh, I didn't see that flag.
It looks like it's probably going to – it came in really late there.
All right, well, the Zebras are huddling. Trying to figure it out.
It's never fun to see a zebra huddle on the field.
Especially not for a long time.
No. Oh, is that Fred Reese down there?
Fred Reese is in the house. Dan Farrenbrooks is there to support his team. For those watching, Fred Reese is the owner of the – they're coming, Fred. They're for the Colorado Springs Flames, who lost in the semifinals against the Nightmare. And Dan Farrenbrooks is the owner of the Northern Colorado Nightmare.
You know, Dan has definitely done great things with the Nightmare in his time that he's owned the team. I think it's 2 or 3 years. 3 years or 2 years?
This is his third season.
Third season. He's been in a championship game, I think, 2 years now.
He
lost last year.
He lost last year in the semifinals, and this is his first shot at the championship. And you know they all want it.
Oh yeah.
Scott, do you mind? I'd like to. There's a little crowded in here, Fred. Oh, you're not Fred. You're Jacoby.
Oh,
never mind. We don't want to interview Jacoby.
No.
You want on? You want on?
No, I'm retired.
Jacoby Williams is into the box. I thought it was Fred. Jacoby is the owner of the Denver Pirates. Okay.
There's Fred
there
Reese.
He is, Fred
There's
Reese.
the old man, Fred
box.
Reese.
How you doing, man? Good to see you. Hold on, come here for a second. We're going to get Fred mic'd up here. He didn't know he was going to be on the broadcast, but surprise, surprise.
Here we go again. Let's go. Let's see what happens here. Norco's setting up.
All right, so we're in a shotgun formation, double. Handoff outside. Trying to turn the corner, and there's blue jerseys all over the place.
That was a great read by the outside linebacker or the defensive end. Just cover that angle and just make sure you kept the play inside of the play.
Thanks for coming in, Fred. It's good to see you again, buddy.
Hey, good to see you guys.
Hey, Fred.
We were talking a little bit about your game from last weekend, and I know it was like a one-possession game, wasn't it? Was it 34-27 was the score?
34-26, I think.
26. Did the Nightmare score defensively?
I don't recall. Most of it was offense.
Most of it was offense? Because we were talking about both of these offenses have kind of struggled all year. Mm-hmm. But then all of a sudden, this game, I don't know how long you've been here, but they're both doing very well today.
Yeah.
And he jumps off sides. Is this a free play?
No, there's a flag right over here.
Well, yeah, but if they have blown the whistle, that's what's confusing me.
It's a free play. They have to continue. They let it continue because the guy jumped off that before they blow the whistle.
Right.
So they let it continue.
You know, Fred, I didn't get to watch your game last week, but I know a good friend over there, which is Daniel Bond, your punter this year, right?
Yes.
Obviously, he's a longtime vet. How was it having him on your team this year?
Fantastic. He saved our butt, so to speak. We didn't have a decent punter, and he sacrificed himself. Of course, you know he lives in not Canyon City.
Florence?
No.
Oh,
I think the one coming to Denver. Castle Rock.
Castle Rock. There we go.
He lives in Castle Rock, so he come to our practice. He come to our games from Castle Rock, so he was really a lifesaver for us as far as the punt kicking game went.
For the first time today, the Nightmare are going under center, going double, single running back. He decides to lean forward, and there might be motion there, man.
Yeah.
Because flags went straight up.
You know, I'm going to say, Fred, just not talking about one of your players. I'm going to talk about a couple of these players. I didn't get to really comment this year that much on the league. But I will say that you had some great players over there, and I want to say congratulations for getting so far and bringing that team just so much further than where I've seen it over the years. And you guys are just keep on building. I love seeing that.
Yeah, I agree with him completely.
You would be shocked to understand and know that over 3/4 of those guys out there are 22 to 21 years of age.
Ooh,
Wow, that's
young.
impressive.
Yes, I was shocked with it when the guys were telling me how old they were. I go, you got to be kidding me. You're 21 years old, so they got room to grow.
I think you're going to have a great team and great core for years to come.
Yes. We're getting another core in order. Yeah, good. Yeah.
All right, we're in a shotgun formation, doubles. 4 down linemen front, 2 safeties over the top. 1st and 10 at around the 29-yard line. There's a snap, fakes the handoff, going over the top. There's 2 guys, and it's caught.
There it is.
And that is a Nightmare touchdown. Who is that, number 3?
No, that's number 13.
Number 13. Beautiful throw and catch for the Nightmare.
Just laid it right in there where he needed to, and you just caught him in stride. Great catch, great throw. Definitely Nightmare starting to click on all cylinders. This could be a very interesting game from here on out.
Yep.
And I firmly believe that if the Sharks don't find a way to settle this down or score themselves, this game could get out of hand early. I know it's early to say that, but as Fred stated, that the Nightmare do know how to score points. The Sharks struggled last week with scoring points, so they're going to have to figure a way to settle the Nightmare down and definitely learn how definitely score
The
points.
Sharks did open the scoring in this game, and they were able to do, but they haven't really been able to do much after that.
They haven't been able to move the ball since then.
So for the extra point try, there's a snap. It's down. The kick is up. It looks good to me, and the refs agree. So that brings us to a 14-6 game with 10 minutes, 54 seconds left. Hey, Fred, let me show you some stuff, man. I don't know if you could read or not, but do you remember this guy? Can you see it?
Old man right there.
Jeremy Gallus is on live right now watching us, man. I told Country it was like having a celebrity watching us. You know, that guy's back on.
Something different that the fans want to look at is the Nightmare have changed the offense. Last week when we played them, they were all run. Very few pass. Now I see they are throwing the ball extremely well.
They really are.
They've changed their attack.
They started the run early, and I think they saw that the Sharks could definitely stop the run. So now they're going after the thing that I think that the Sharks struggle on, even though I don't know how when they have Xavier over on the Sharks, which is a phenomenal player. I don't know if he's playing up in the linebacker or he's still playing safety, but I believe his name Xavier is a phenomenal player.
Galligan.
And I don't know who the other corner or safety is that's playing with him.
But the last week game, like I said, they only threw the ball when they needed to. They're throwing it at will now. I don't know if they've seen something in the Sharks' coverage or what may have happened, but they have definitely changed the offensive attack to pass.
He's making a good point because all their big passing plays have been in the same area.
It has been.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think about that now too. You're right, Fred. Probably the Sharks have shown something, and the Nightmare are taking advantage of it now.
Yeah, they've changed things. Definitely changed things.
All right, well, we're waiting for this kickoff. You know, I was talking about Gallus being a celebrity. Looks like you're the celebrity here. Antonio Barrera says, hi, Coach Reese. He wants to bring out the Hennessy. And the kick is bobbled at the 1-yard line, picked up. He's to the 10. He's got blockers in front of him. Cuts left to the 15,
got
to the 20,
room.
to the 30. He's still fighting. Nice return after a bobbled kick return. Gets the ball right out to the 39-yard line.
Usually that's the best kick returns, bobble.
that could be what the Sharks need to spark their offense right there.
Don Gorgon's on saying big ups to Fred Reese. Sean Olson, I see you, baby. Good to hear from you again. Eric Hogue says nothing but respect for my guy, Fred Reese. Classy man.
Old man right there. Eric. I remember Eric when I played against him.
Oh, you played against him?
I did. I've played against a lot of the people that are tuning in right now. Jeremy Gallus, Antonio, Eric. I've played against a lot of these guys, and it's great seeing them still being involved in the CFC.
I don't know if I've seen Eric play. I know him as a coach is how I know him.
Well,
I probably did. I mean, I had 10 years in this league,
I'm not sure if he's a player, but I definitely
handoff up the middle, surging forward, still fighting. Good gain of about 7 yards on there. Should bring up second and 3.
Eric was, he was a player owner.
Oh, was he? For which team?
Yes, for the team, the other North Colorado team.
Oh, was it?
It wasn't the Stars. It was
Wolfpack.
He was with Jeremy Gallus?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I did not know that. All right, so now the Sharks finding themselves behind 14-6 with 10 minutes left. Hands off up the middle, bounces outside, avoids the tackle.
The ball's
for a loss,
down.
Surges forward.
They're
calling him down. Actually, looks like they're spotted right back at the line of scrimmage, so that'll bring up about 3rd and 3, it looks like.
3rd and 4.
3rd and 4. Don Gorgon says he wanted to play for you, Fred, but didn't want to disappoint you. Don Gorgon, you had a player named Gorgon years ago, right? Maybe I want to say Anthony, but I might be confused.
No, I will say this, Eric. I just looked down at the crowd. This is a great turnout for this championship game today.
You know, the CFC always does great for their fans here. So we're going to go pistol formation, 2 right, 1 left, 4 down linemen front for the Sharks, or for the Nightmare. Handoff up the middle. He tries to surge. Is that a turnover?
I don't know why they stopped it. He was still running. I don't understand why he's.
Are they going to give him forward momentum?
Yeah, forward progress.
Forward progress stops it.
We have a Shark player down. Oh, looks like he's getting helped.
So the forward progress gained him an extra yard. It's going to bring up 4th and 2. So, you know, Fred, I know you haven't Anthony Gorgon, that's what I was thinking of, yeah. Let me ask you what you would do here, Fred. Seeing what you've seen in today's game, if you were on a Shark, you've got 4th and 2 situation, 9 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first half, you're down 14-6. You going to punt it, or are you going to try and go for it?
For sure. I'm going to punt it because you got 2 more quarters to go, 2 more, quarter and a half, really.
Yeah.
So you don't give up anything right here. The Nightmare has shown that they can score at will. I wouldn't help them.
That's very true.
Yeah, good point.
Something come up here and then the ball's on the other side of the 50 definitely would be a bad situation for the Sharks at this point.
Well, it looks like the Sharks agree with you, and they're getting themselves into punting formation. Now, I had seen a post earlier a few weeks ago on one of those national pages for semi-pro football, and they were talking about who are the longest-running teams in the nation right now. I thought of you, Fred, but I don't know the answer. How long has the Flames been the Flames?
This would be our 23rd.
Bobbled. Looks like he fell on it, though. So that's going to put the Nightmare deep in their own territory.
The player looks like he's down. Slow getting up. Maybe it would be down. Hey, Fred, I'm going to ask you because Eric brought it up earlier. How long has the CFC been around? Is it 31, 32?
Yeah, this is 32 years now?
30.
This is the 30. I thought this was the 32nd season.
It's 33.
33, that's what
This is the 33rd season?
Yeah.
Nice.
Just a little history on, the Flames and stuff like that. The Flames came into the league in 87?
Oh, wow.
And they didn't join the CFC until the following year. So
88?
No, the Flames came in, was established in 86. They came into the league in 87, so that's how I kind of keep that in my mind.
You know, Fred, I've played against you with some great teams. Definitely I played against you with the Titans. I played against you with the Cobras. I played against you with the Dogs, which Eric owned at one time, which was
not a great team, but a good team. I mean,
hey,
good
but
guys.
You know what? We had fun playing, and that was the biggest thing with this league is that you always find great ways to have fun on the field. Even though you may lose the game, and everyone's going to disagree with me, but it's a great time just to get out there with some friends that you have on the field and play. I'm going to say, Fred, it's just been an honor to play against you, and I never really got to tell you that definitely play against you. Your guys have always been classy to me, and I definitely liked playing against you.
Yeah. Now, speaking of season, this is my 21st. It was my
Oh, wow.
21st season. And just so happened, we got some good-looking guys this past year.
That young quarterback you had was impressive, man. The fast guy.
21 years of age and has never played organized football.
Bear says he remembers when you guys played in the AFA. We played AFA in the league. I don't know what he means by that.
We were affiliate of the AFA,
That's right, the American Football Alliance. Yeah, that's right.
but we didn't play in it.
Yeah.
There was no league. It's always been the CFC, Colorado Football
There's
League.
the American Football Association.
Right.
I remember they sent us stickers and all kinds of
Right.
stuff. Yeah.
Gain of 2 on the play.
I'm going to send a shout-out to another old team that I played with against you. It was the Metropolitan Wolverines.
Oh, yes. What's his
Bruce.
Bruce.
Bruce and
Bruce
Chandler.
Yarish, yep.
Yeah, Bruce Yaris. Yes, I remember Bruce very well. He was a aggressive coach.
Very aggressive, with especially Dennis Shork, which Dennis Shork coached this year with the Pirates, I believe, right?
Yes, he was the head coach for the Pirates. All right, we're going to go on 2nd and 9, it looks like. We're going to go shotgun formation, double doubles. 4 down lineman front, single safety over the top for the Sharks. There's a snap. Looking to throw right. He's getting pressure, decides to hold on to it. Last time he fumbled it, but this time he holds on.
He
Nice little
definitely-
gain on that one.
He held on with it both hands very tightly that time when he was coming through that hole.
Yeah. Last time he decided to keep it and run, they knocked that ball right out of his hands.
Yes, they did.
And
There's some definite breakdown in the line there. It looks like the Sharks are starting to find ways to get through that line, and that could be problematic eventually, and we can see how that eventually plays out.
All right, so on 3rd and about 3, we're going to go shotgun formation, double doubles. Same 4 down lineman front for the Sharks. Same single safety over the top. Waiting for the snap as the quarterback. Here comes, look, the linebacker's pressuring. Nope, he fades back. He's got time to throw. Nothing's open. He's rolling to his right, trying to find something. Still nothing going. He's going to keep it. He's got the first down and some more. And a late flag coming in after that run from the side judge, who was pretty deep far downfield.
I didn't see what happened there, unfortunately. I was trying to look
neither.
around the corner here, and I couldn't see it. Fred, what did you see? Because I think you had a better view than we did.
I didn't see the penalty. I don't know what it's for. But
me neither.
they cannot.
It's against the Sharks.
They cannot let that guy run free. He doesn't look like a runner, but he is a runner.
That quarterback?
Yes, he is. He's not going to break any 50-yard runs, but he's going to get the yardage.
Is it the same quarterback as last year that they had?
Yeah, same one.
I think his name's Matt.
Solid, good player, just very sound.
He's a solid player. And as you've seen, he's got a rocket for an arm.
All right, so after the penalty, that gives the Nightmare 1st and 10 on their own 47-yard line. And they're going to stay in the same formation, double doubles. And the Sharks are doing the exact same thing as well. 4 down linemen front. Yeah, I saw that. There's a snap, handoff. He decides to bounce right. Blue jerseys are all over him. And a nice loss there.
And see, that's what I'm saying. The Sharks really have the run. I think they understand the run very well of the no-co. And so I think no-co is going to have to go to passing really to make.
Most assuredly. They run the inside zone. And I'm amazed to see that the Sharks are maintaining that with only 4 down linemen.
But they have very good, solid defense players over there. They have
Yes,
Malcolm Riley. They have Tyler Brown. I know these guys. I've played with them. I know who they are. I've seen how physical they are. They're solid team leaders, and they're definitely going to put people where they're going to move. And now, speaking of that, they have Xavier over there too.
All right, so we're going to break the huddle on 3rd, and it looks like we'll be at 14 or 15, or 2nd and about 14. Looks like, or 15. Double doubles.
It's 14 to go.
Same deal. There's a snap. He's got time. Throws it to the right side. It's caught. But the Sharks are there quickly, but after a gain of about
They're at the initial
5-6 yards on there.
It looks like they're at the initial. Nope, forward progress. They're going to mark them forward a little bit. Looks kind of a lucky spot there, if you ask me personally. It looked like he caught that a little bit further back than where he did, but that's just me speaking.
All right, that brings up 3rd down. We got a 3rd and 7 situation for the Nightmare. They're still in their own territory, right up to their own 45. Yeah. You know what I think about it? I was telling Bear's watching, Fred, and I don't know if you know this. He's touring with the Stones right now. He's driving.
Tour with Rolling Stones.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
driving a
really?
truck. Yeah, he's driving a truck for him.
I know he's in New York because he kept posting it.
Well, he's in Seattle tonight, where the Stones are
Here we
playing.
go. Here we go.
Throw outside. Ew, knocked down by the defender.
That, I believe, is
That's
X.
number 17. That was a beautiful defensive play right now to bring up a fourth down situation. But I was talking about Bear had decided to watch the Bronco game instead of watch the Stones play. But that's what he's doing tonight. He's watching the CFC Championship game instead of watching the Stones live. And I bet you he gets to watch from the stage because he's part of the crew, you know. Good to have you watching, Bear. All right, big fourth down situation, and the Sharks are in punting formation. I mean, the Nightmare are, and we've got a Shark player hovering around his own 15-yard line.
Like I said, it definitely looked there that, like you said, I'm no fan of, I'm bipartisan in this situation. I'm going to say that the NOCO has definitely seen something in the pass coverage that the Sharks are doing, but the Sharks are covering the run so well, like you said, with that defense that they have. Now, right there, it obviously looked like the Sharks tightened up their defense, definitely played the pass a little bit more aggressive, and it definitely helped them here. They're getting a punting situation where they're going to get the ball back. Hopefully make some great field progress out of this.
Yes. Yes.
All right, well, the Nightmare have decided to take a timeout. There we go. I'm done with that. So I'll tell you what, as they take a break, we're going to take a quick break. And thank you for watching Colorado Sports TV's presentation of the Colorado Football Conference Championship game. And welcome back to Colorado Sports TV's presentation of the Colorado Football Conference Championship game. And here's our punt.
They tried to block it there.
And it's going to take a Nightmare bounce. It looks like it's going to go out like around the 30. Let's see where the side judge stops.
Right about the 20-something.
Looks about the 27-yard line.
27.
So now it's time for the Sharks offense to turn it up and get something happen because we got 4 minutes, 29 seconds left in the first half, and they are still down 14-6.
You know,
Here, Bear's talking to you, Coach. He says they keep playing man with cover 2 on that spread, Coach Reese, and Coach Mack eat that up. They need to go to cover 3 or something is what he's thinking.
First down and 10.
I guess Coach Mack is watching?
On the 27-yard line.
Guess so. All right, so the Sharks are going to open up double-double. Shotgun with the running back behind.
let's see Smokes calm down, and let's see if he's going to pass her this time.
Look at the guy in the slot there. Nobody's looking.
Nobody's
15,
on him.
15 yards from him. Just raise up and throw him the ball.
There it is, right.
They got it right to him. He tries to turn upfield. They stop him.
Obviously,
nice
listen
read,
to you
Fred.
right there, Coach.
Yeah, the Nightmare has a tendency to do that. They will not cover the slot guy. And all they do is catch the ball, throw it to him, and let him run. I don't guess they see that.
You know, and I told Eric earlier, if you can do short passes, you can tear a team apart until they eventually come up on you, and then the long ball's going to be there.
All right, so the Sharks break huddle, and they're sticking double-double.
And they're still sitting back.
Yep, they're doing exactly what Fred said.
The Nightmare do that. Just catch the ball, throw it to him.
Snap, quick throw, pump fakes, rolls out left. Now
They're
Smoke
going
can
long.
run, but he goes over the top. And there's a flag in the air. The receiver was putting his hands up. That might be defensive holding.
I think actually it's back to the line of scrimmage. This could be something interesting at the line of scrimmage.
I thought the side judge threw that thing from back there.
He did, but he brought it back up to where the other flag is. There's two flags on the field.
Oh, I didn't see the second flag.
So you obviously saw something back there too. So this could be offsetting, maybe.
Wow, a special thank you to Judy Morris for tuning in. I've been a fan of your son, Eric Foxworth, for a while, and he's a heck of a running back. Is it against the Sharks?
It is.
It's going to push him back.
Holding.
Holding is the call.
It obviously must have been some serious holding because it looks like was that a 10 or 15-yard hold?
Ooh, he stepped off 15.
That's not holding then, is it?
No.
Yeah.
Should be 10.
That's got to be a personal foul if it's.
No, he stepped off 10 because you look where the line of scrimmage was, and then it's 10.
Oh, it is 10. You're right.
But obviously had to be
So
some
that's gonna bring
serious
up
holding
second and
if
20.
the back judge saw that.
Yeah, the back sideline judge.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I thought it was going to be defensive holding.
I got 2 safeties deep, and the slots still are uncovered.
They sure are in a double-double situation out of shotgun, waiting for the snap of smoke. Spotting that Mike linebacker, takes a snap, taking him a while, throws it across the top in the middle, and that linebacker could have had a play on it.
So
Let it go right through his hands.
Noka's obviously reading that, but the problem is that they're not getting the pass off quick enough to the Sharks to get the extra yardage that they need.
Actually, they're running the guy, the slot guy. They're running him on the field. I don't even know that the safety's back there and he wants you to run to him. He's 15 yards off from you. He wants you to run to him.
Well, I mean,
And that's what the Sharks are doing is they're running him to that safety and it look like a cover 2 look, 2 deep safeties.
and when you say that, I'm looking at it. I'm thinking maybe a 7 or maybe an inside. Is it a 6? Come to the sideline.
I'm not very good with
The passing tree.
I got names for my pattern.
Oh, okay, never mind.
All right, we're going to
But once
shotgun.
again, that's 15 yards off of him.
Yep, they
If he
sure
just-
are. Double-doubles.
If he just stand up and throw him the ball, he doesn't have to go
Yeah,
out
he's
the
taking
field.
his time. He's rolling out left, going
He's
across
all the
the
way.
field. The guy's open,
Oh,
and
my
it's caught,
goodness. And it's a
that'll
first
be
down.
a first down for the Denver Sharks.
That was a great throw.
That was a dangerous throw.
Yeah, it sure
Dangerous.
was. From one
Dangerous.
sideline to the other.
But I think Smoke saw everything on the other side of the field covered. He had to make a play. He was covered. There's pressure on him.
That defender was playing so far off the guy because he went left. He was able to float it and still get it there.
Oh, the defense over on this side over here, they went dead. When he rolled off to
Yeah.
his left there, you
Yeah.
were dead on the defense's left side.
The biggest thing I remember, like I'm going to say, is that I know you coaches, even though the plays on the other side of the field, don't stop moving.
Yep, exactly.
All right, we're shotgun again. Same formation, double-doubles.
Once again, they're giving them 5 yards run if they just raise up and throw
4-3
in the ball.
defense with 2 safeties over the top. We're going to hand it
There
off
it
up
is,
the middle.
throughout the
Small
middle.
hole, but the linebackers are there pretty quick. Yeah, looks like he got right back to the line of scrimmage. Hey, you know, since we're at 2 minutes 41 seconds left in the first half, before halftime, Fred, I wanted to ask you a couple of other questions. I know that some of the other owners are getting together their all-star team. Can you talk a little bit about what you guys' plans are for the all-stars this year?
Yeah, we're supposed to play it in Rocky Mountain Bowl, the night of the Rocky Mountain Bowl. I guess the Rocky Mountain Bowl has fell through. The team in New Mexico didn't hold their promise to come over here and play
Is
this year.
that true?
Correct. And we'd made plans to have the Rocky Mountain Goals at the bowl at 1 o'clock, and then to make it a closing night with the All-Stars.
So, with you guys having 6 teams in the league, are you still going to divide it up geographically with Southern team versus Northern teams, or have you decided how you're going to split the All-Stars up?
And that's the 2-minute
That's
warning.
pretty much what they're coming to the conclusion of doing is I recommended that we put the numbers in the hat just like we do a regular season.
Sure.
And whoever pulls 1, 2, 3, that's one
Yeah.
set of All-Stars, and then the 4, 5, 6 would be the other part of the All-Stars.
You know, that could be a fun way to do it, too, because then you get maybe some Colorado Springs teams or a Pueblo team playing with a Denver team and then somebody else. It could definitely mix up the playing styles, and I think that would be a fun way to see the league do something this year. I remember when I played with Rick Smith, when I played with the Cobras on an All-Star game. Another great veteran Hall of Famer there. It was a great time playing with him. It definitely is a great time when you get the players from different teams to mix like that, and it definitely from different areas. So I kind of like your idea, Fred. I think it would work well. Just getting everybody to practice, maybe to meld a little bit, would just be a little bit harder.
Yeah.
I know that they were kicking around the idea of also going 1 seed, 3 seed, 5 seed against the 2 seed, 4 seed, 6 seed.
And that would be an interesting, too. It'd put the number 1 with a little bit the lower seeds, but then the 2 and all that would be an interesting way to go, too.
So I don't know if you guys have came to a conclusion yet on that.
No, but you know,
Is that game next weekend?
Like I said, Rocky Mountain Gold Bowl has been canceled, so we haven't moved too far on the All-Star.
Gotcha. All right, so on 2nd and 10, the Sharks open up with trips to the left, single receiver right, 4 down linemen front for the Nightmare. Here comes pressure from the outside. Quick throw outside is there. He cuts up, tries to make a stutter step.
First down.
That's going to be first down and more, and big hit on that play.
You know, and that's something right there that I've seen a lot of the CFC doing. That hit looked great and all, but it didn't help because he still spun and got maybe 1 or 2 more yards.
So
Wrap him up.
Wrap him up.
Wrap him up. Just tackle him down and get.
Another thing about the Nightmare with that coverage is that they give up the flats. So that was a flats throw there.
Yeah, you're right about that. So inside 2 minutes, we're going to go trips to the left, single right, shotgun formation. There's the snap. He's got good time. Throws it outside over the top, and it's caught. And then he gets out of bounds. Is it caught? Are they going to spot that ball or not?
No,
They're saying not. They're saying it was incomplete.
But that would have been a great.
That looked caught to me.
It did, but you know what? It was a great play because he also stops clock. Stops clock with 1:22 left. Gives him a little bit more time to move the ball if he ran out of bounds like that.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they didn't give him the catch.
I know.
So that still gives us 2nd and 10 inside Nightmare territory at the 44-yard line.
Jeremy Gallus, I think every player's a kind of a brother from another mother for you, man. You played in this league long enough to where everybody's kind of a brother to you.
All right, we're going to go double-doubles again out of shotgun. To the left, to the right. Still a 4-front, 4-3 defense. Handoff quick. He's got some room. Cuts up the middle. That's going to be a first down. Real close, but they're going to give him the spot. So they'll stop the clock to move the chains, but then as soon as they set, it's time to run the clock with 1:17.
Nope, they called a timeout.
The Sharks took a timeout.
It's again not good game management.
Say that again?
That's not good game management. You got the first down, the clock automatically stops.
Clock is still running, even though the play.
They need to stop the clock.
They need to reset the clock. How many timeouts do you have left?
Yeah,
It's the timeout clock, Brent. It's the timeout clock.
that's the timeout clock.
Timeout clock. I've never seen one of those before. It's kind of nice to have that.
We've never had that. That means he's got to reset the clock, though, correctly.
Yes, he has to reset the clock.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I had that. I'd be like, all right, how much longer do I have to suck?
Everybody's
Get some water down.
because we've never had a timeout clock.
No, we haven't.
We must have a good clock operator. All right, I guess we got 4 seconds left of the timeout. And, yeah, he set it right back to 1:17. That's really cool. We got a timeout clock.
That's nice to see.
Wow.
Never heard of one.
All right, so we're at 1st and 10. Is that right? Shotgun formation
Yeah,
to the
remember
left,
they got
to
the
the right.
first
That's
one
right.
to
They got 2 safeties over the top for the Nightmare.
God, he's just sitting back there too far.
Handoff up the middle. He's got room. Oh, nice open field tackle by the linebacker there after a gain of about 4 yards. So she can bring up 2nd and 6. But the clock is still running. We're at 1:01 and ticking. So
They're setting up quick. They're
we're
trying to
gonna
go quick
double,
offense.
Yep, double time right here. Hurry up with the snap, and here it comes. Looking for somebody, rolls to his right, throws across the top and into
it's
traffic,
picked.
and it is intercepted.
Can't throw to
And he's brought down right away.
Can't throw to the double receiver. Cover 2 look.
It looked like
Double safeties.
he looked like he had 3 on him there when he threw it.
Well, you got 2 safeties sitting in the middle of the field.
Yeah, it was a interesting decision, but a good play by the Nightmare defense. So with 47.5 seconds left in the first half, the Nightmare are going to take over.
This could be a very interesting situation for the Nightmare. They could either put the knife in the coffin right in him right now and go for it and try to score quick, or they can just say, okay, we're going to take a knee and just let this go to halftime. It's going to be interesting to see what they do here.
It looks like they're crowding up for a
Little knee.
Yeah, for a little knee, yeah. And that's probably smart. Yeah. Because you never know. You can throw deep and get it picked off, and that's a bad situation.
But the way the NOCO is moving right now and the way that they're passing the ball, I'd almost want to take that shot because if they do intercept it, then they're down here further, and then the Sharks
there's very little time. I get that. But that's not what we're going to do. We're going to take a knee to end the first half. Is that did they snap it?
Looks like they did.
Yeah, that was a snap.
No.
And it's,
You had to snap it.
no, they didn't snap it.
You had to snap it. That's the time would
See, but they're running
run
the
out.
clock. That's what's confusing me.
They
So
wouldn't
they
have-
had to run it twice, though.
Yep.
Okay. And that's the final nail down for the first half of the Colorado Football Conference Championship game, where the Nightmare are leading the Sharks in Aurora, 14-6. Fred, do you want to come back for the second half?
Sure, if you guys want me.
Oh, yeah.
I
It's
love
always
having
great.
you up here, man.
You know, your football knowledge is just great.
Coming back.
To begin the second half, the NOCO Nightmare will receive the second half kickoff.
Are we live?
We are live, folks. Welcome back. The guys are getting back into place here.
I had to wait for Eric to get up here from the elevator. Sorry, guys.
I was holding the elevator down there for you. All right, so thank you, Scott. All right, so to start the second half of the game, we've still got a 14-6 ball game with the Nightmare over the hosting Denver Sharks, and the Sharks will be kicking off to the Nightmare to start the second half.
Just want to give a special little shout out to one of the all-time greats, Jason Luchuga there.
And there's the kick, and it bounces right to about 10-yard line.
Oh, they did a nice little reverse there.
Reverse there, but the Sharks are there, but he makes a miss, tries to get to 25 and hit out of bounds.
Love how the Sharks just paid attention to that, really followed it, swarmed to the ball. They kept their eye on the ball, and I
Yeah,
like
they
that.
kept their lanes and they did their assignment, and they tried a little razzle-dazzle play on special teams, and it didn't pay off.
It really did not. It really looked like the Sharks might have had that scouted almost, is the way it folded out there.
All right, so I had said something at the beginning of the broadcast about how the Nightmare offense had struggled all season, and they did. But as we were talking at halftime, they've turned it on in the postseason, and it is the passing prowess of the Nightmare that have put this score at 14-6 so far. So let's see if they open up in fashion in the second half as they go in shotgun formation. Trips to the right, single receiver left, 4 down linemen front for the Sharks. Waiting for the snap as the quarterback. Here it comes, and here comes the pressure. Throws it over the top. Plenty blue jerseys there, but it's incomplete, a little overthrown. He tried to get it to number 3, Anthony All-Day Rankin, but it's incomplete.
You know, and like I told you at halftime, I called it at the beginning of the game too. I said this game is going to come down to the offense, and like I told you at halftime, I was really kind of shocked at the scores last week. The Eagles and the Sharks going to a 4-0 game, and then when we had Fred up here, he told us the score of their game. I really looked at that before we came in here today, and I really saw that this is going to come down to the offense and which one really gets going, because we already know that the NOCO's offense can score when they need to.
Yep. And they've done it today. So now we're going to look at 2nd and 10 with a shotgun formation, trips right, single left. Looks like the Mike linebacker's trying to blitz. Spin moves, and that opens up the lane to the outside, and the running back kicks it out, and he's got the first down and is eventually pushed out of bounds. Nice
That's
running
going to
play.
be a flag right there. I saw that happening. It looks like,
Hit a late hit out of bounds.
yeah, the Sharks player pushed him over the bench over there on their sideline. I did see that. That's totally uncalled for, especially in a game like this.
So that's going to be probably a personal foul with 15 yards tacked into the end of the
Yes.
run. And the Sharks have been doing that a little bit today, giving up first down plays and then adding more penalty yards on top of that.
And I think that's eventually going to add up.
Since I was on the camera, I'll just say that runner has a future in soccer.
Why would you say that?
He went over the bench, but nobody touched him.
He went over the bench, but nobody touched him. Well, he drew a flag.
Hey,
I have to see the white hat, though. They're still talking
they're
about
still
it.
discussing. Holding.
Holding against the Nightmare is the call. The soccer try didn't work.
Oh, wait,
And
there's a person.
There's a personal foul, so that'll offset. Will it not? Yeah, I think it'll offset.
Except the closest blue jersey is at least 5 feet.
Oh, look, they're making it a
2 penalties on the play.
They're making an automatic first down. And maybe
5 yards.
5 yards automatic first down because it's a personal foul
First down.
instead of
so
the hold.
10 yards, 15 yards.
And
then
it's an
5
automatic
yards.
first down because it's a personal foul.
Gotcha.
First and 10 for the
All right, so that
Nightmares.
gives
Ball
us
on the
first and
50-yard
10 for the Nightmares offense at their own 30-yard line. And we're going to stay in shotgun formation with trips to the right, single to the left. We've still got 4 down line in front. Here comes the blitzing linebacker crowding the line. He fades back. Throw, caught, and gain of
was
about
caught.
9 yards on that. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Again, here comes that passing attack of the no-code Nightmare.
That pass was
Are
complete for
are the
9
Sharks
yards,
going to step up now
second down
and stop it, or are they going to let it keep going? That is the problem. That is the question that the Sharks have to figure out here, and go from there.
All right, well, it's 2nd and 1. The Nightmare break the huddle. Go ahead, Fred. And this time they're going to go double doubles out of shotgun. And we're still doing late adjustment by the defense on the Sharks there. And motion on the left tackle there.
And that
is
was Baby Oach there. I think
Anthony
he's,
Ochiato.
he's kicking himself over that. I can see how frustrated he is because he knows this game is a big
on
deal.
the Nightmare.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, this is the Ochies, Don and Anthony's first chance at a ring, isn't it?
No, they were with weren't they with the Greyhawks one year?
No, they didn't. They didn't come to Greyhawks year 1. I thought they were with the Pirates.
They were, and then this could be their first
I think
chance.
this is their first shot. And Don Ochiato's been in this league for almost a decade.
About 10 years now, yeah.
Yeah. Shotgun formation, double. There's a snap. Throws it. Caught, but hit immediately. Great read. He fights for extra. Gain of about 1 yard. And ladies and gentlemen, Fred is back in the box with us.
Uh-oh. Big Fred.
Old Fred.
All right, so that brings up 3rd and about 6 yards here for the Nightmare.
Brings up 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, man, I've known Don since the Broomfield Dog days. Used to
Yeah.
play Broomfield Dog.
Yeah, let's not talk about those days, please.
He was another part of that group of guys that we didn't win a lot, but we sure had a great time together, you know.
It was.
Boy, walking through the crowds down there, a lot of faces I see that I know, but I don't know names.
You know, I
All
walked,
CFC guys.
you know,
There's the snap. Here comes the pressure up the middle. He bounces off that hip, but they still fight him, and he ends up gaining a yard after avoiding a sack for a loss.
You know, Fred, I walked through the crowd too, and I saw a lot of faces, a lot of ex-players that I've seen, and it's nice to see them coming out and supporting this game.
Yes.
That's one thing I can say about the CFC is you guys are a great family for this, and just come out here and support their fellow brothers that are playing.
Yep.
You know, I'm looking at this crowd. There are a lot of people here at this game.
It's good seeing.
Yep. So
Well, half of it is from northern Colorado.
the Nightmare have a really strong following.
Yes, they do.
And that just shows how much they've really pushed this year in the past years to really focus on getting that fan base that they need.
You know, they started strong, though, in this league with a good fan base.
They did.
They've always done well.
Here we go again.
All right, 4th
Punt.
and 10 starts, or 4th and 9 brings up a punting situation, and there it is, close to a block, and it's returnable. He's got it at the 35-yard line, running to his right to the 40, bounces outside further, the rest 45, almost makes it to the 50. I'm going to guess around the 48. He got pushed out. Mm-hmm. So the Denver Sharks are going to have their first possession of the second half, close to the Nightmare territory. We did see, I hope you don't mind, Fred, but we saw smoke during the quarterback for the Sharks.
Yeah.
During the halftime, and we told him what he said about them slots. So let's see if he listens here.
Well, it does one thing. It brings an extra guy out of the coverage deep because that safeties, they have to come up.
That's right.
And so they can't play deep 15 yards and roam the field.
You know, I'm just excited to see this fan base
Yeah,
really.
these fans are rooting for the Sharks right now. All right, so we're going to go pistol formation. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Waiting for the snap is Smoke. Takes it, handoff, bounces outside to his left. He turns the corner to the 50, to the 45. That should be enough for a first down. Oh, and then some. Gain of about 14 yards on that run.
You know, and that looked like a truly breakdown on the defense there because they let that corner go, and then he just bounced it out and just kept going. The DN, like I talked about earlier, is not sealing that in. If they can make that happen all game, they can just keep running 10, 12 yards and go from there. That's a big thing these defensive ends need to know is just, hey, we have to seal this in, make sure they don't get outside of us.
All right, we're going to stick with that pistol. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. 1st and 10 at the Nightmare 41-yard line. Handoff, we're going to go up the middle. He's got a seam, but eventually brought down after a gain of about 2 yards. A little extra contact after the run there, huh, Fred?
Yes, I saw some soccer acting right there. I'm just going to say that. I saw some soccer acting right there by one of the players.
Well, they're just confused as to which form of football they're playing.
Oh, man. You know, that was,
All kinds of drama.
you know, Fred, and we just saw there how the end sealed the end and then forced the run inside. And that's exactly what I'm talking about, how it helps stop the run.
All right, we're going to stick to that same formation. That pistol, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. We still got a 4 down lineman front on defense. Single safety over the top. Waiting for the snap of Smoke. There it is. We're going to hand off and bounce out left. He's got blockers. 4 surges forward. Gain of about 4, maybe 5 yards. It's going to bring up. It's going to bring up third. I'm trying to see where they spot it. Third and about 3.
3rd and 3.
Yeah.
What did you see, Eric? What did you see that time around?
Same thing that you talked about there.
And I think that maybe the Sharks see something there. But
Most definitely. And they run it to the weak side. So
All right, we're going to go same formation, but go left side on that pistol this time. There's the snap, quick throw. Like Fred mentioned, then it's there, spin move.
run upfield, though.
He's trying to get to that first down mark. I think he got it.
he might have it. If not, I think they may go for 4th and 1 here and maybe go for it.
Yeah, I think they got it first.
Well, it's all going to depend on that side judge spot. They're going to give it to him?
Yep.
Yep, they did it. They're moving the chains, and that's another first down play for the Denver Sharks.
You know, and I'm gonna talk about this again. Is that I'm seeing this now? They went to the wide side to give this weak side more room to run. I think they're probably going to go back to that run on this weak side.
If you remember, I told you that the Nightmare is susceptible to bubble screens, which is out wide like that.
Sure.
1-on-1.
All right, so we're taking the same formation. Pistol to the right, 1 to the left. 4-4 defense, single safety over the top. Waiting for that snap. There it is, handoff up the middle. He's got yards, and he's still fighting. Bounces off of a big hit. And gain of about 7 yards on there.
There's a flag.
Yeah, that hit that hit like that is more of a punch.
It does nothing really.
No.
Unless you wrap up. It's great momentum and all that, but you know what? A runner's just going to be like, really?
It's a short punch, with the elbows. It's not really a
He's going for that showboat hit, and it's not
right
working.
That's how defensive players are, aren't they? They like those big monster hits. And
We like those big monster hits that wrap up. How's this on the Sharks? I didn't see
that. Was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
He must have did something after the run.
He spiked the ball. The fans do not like that call.
I'm kind of with the fans on this. I don't like it either. I know these refs are trying to call this game and hold the rules, but you know what? This is an emotional game, and a player's going to celebrate. You got to let it happen sometimes.
All right, so that brings up, 2nd and 20?
Yep.
2nd and 20 for the Sharks. That was a costly penalty.
It was, but I have a firm feeling that they're going to get it back, hopefully. And if they do, I think that's just going to give more momentum going forward.
I guess I'm confused. If that was a first down run, why is it 2nd down?
Because he lost it. Because it was a personal.
The personal foul negates the run. It's not a penalty. Oh, If they're stopping
there's
the
another
play,
flag.
That's going to be false start against the Sharks,
Flag on the play.
and they're going to be even further back. It'll be 2nd and 25 now for the Sharks.
You know, and I don't understand that because I saw something else there at the end of that, Fred. Did you see that too? The little head job, somebody swinging it, kind of just throwing their heads in someone's helmet there. That's more of the penalty that I would hit on that. It was a more personal level. So, like I said earlier in the game, the emotions are running high, and we're going to start seeing that starting to overflow, I think, now, just because it's the last 2 quarters.
Yeah. All right, so here we go again with that pistol formation. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Single safety over the top for the Nightmare. Smoke's waiting for the snap. He's got it. Fakes the handoff. Fades back. He's got plenty of time. Roasters left. Cuts back inside. He avoids one tackle. Avoids another.
Get rid of the ball.
He's keeping his feet. And finally stumbles out. Gain of about almost 10 yards on there.
You know, and
About gain of 8 yards on that run.
It's great that he got 8 yards.
So is that the drunken master play?
You know, it's great that
like
he
a
got.
drunk runner, did he?
It's great that he got the 8 yards, but he's in so much trouble. He probably should try to just throw it away, close to receiver. So when it got picked, and then maybe just go forward. I understand it's forward progress.
Yeah, then you're looking at either 3rd and 25 or 3rd and.
But it's a very risky move with their quarterback running like that in wide open, just struggling and bouncing off everything. I think it would have been smarter just to throw the ball away at that time.
Well, I tell you, Smoke has a history of being a pretty nimble runner, quarterback.
No.
All right, here we go. Pistol, 2 to the right. Big 3rd down play here for the Sharks. He's got plenty of time. Quick throw outside. Did he catch it?
No, it didn't hit the
No,
ground.
hit the ground. That's incomplete. That's going to bring up 4th down. Now, like I said, they do have a good place kicker, but I don't think he's that good. So.
I don't think he's making a 50-yard field goal.
So,
It's been a while since I've actually seen someone in the CFC make a 50-yard field goal. I know we've had a couple, right, Fred?
I have never seen one in the CFC.
do you remember that guy from New Mexico in the Rocky Mountain Bowl who kicked a 60-yarder against us?
Yeah.
That was
I remember.
incredible.
I will say we have had him. Kevin Van Morris, that played for the Grizzlies. Solid leg, kick a 50-yard with Gene. And then we had Chad Lush is a good kicker. He was more of a – I think he was better at 40, 45. I think I've seen him make 150 in his time. I did play with him. So the kickers in the league just aren't quite there yet, and most NFL teams don't have someone that's consistent. Or they do, but that's the NFL level, you know.
Yeah. All right, here's their punt. Plenty of space, and it is a rocket
It's
way
just
up
high, and that's going to be a
and it takes a wonderful bounce for the Sharks. But let's see where Decisive spot it. He says it went out of bounds at the Nightmare 12-yard line.
Oh, what happened back over here?
Oh, late hit. Did they hit that kicker late?
They ran into him. I'm not quite sure what happened.
But the flag is out. We might have a running into the kicker
we got 2
situation.
players down, so it must be running into the kicker.
That'll be an automatic first down for the
Yes.
Sharks.
It will. But I was also kind of shocked over here. I saw something when they were returning for, I don't know if you said it or Eric, but when the Sharks player ran down and touched the return man before even the ball was even close to him.
No. Well, that's not illegal unless he's
I know, but
waving for a fair catch. But I'm interested to see what happened back here because 2 players are down, and it must have been running into kicker because both of them are hurt.
this is something you don't want to see.
The White Hat's not making a call yet. I'm going to wait to see if he's going to make a call. Guess they're waiting for the injuries to subside here. All right, the Nightmare player got up, and he's walking off in his own power. But that Shark player is still on the ground. We do have medics here.
I'm trying to see if I see their kicker, if it was the kicker, but it definitely looks like the kicker because I don't see him on the sideline.
Gallus is reminding us that Tauntaun, I remember Tauntaun.
Tauntaun, yeah.
He had 2 kicks over 50 yards, one for 51 and one for 53.
Play with the Titans.
There was another kicker that Wolverines had one year. That was a solid kicker, too. I forget his name, but he was somebody, too. Good to see the player again up there.
All right, so have we had a call from the White Hat yet? Here he goes. A false start against the Sharks? Or illegal procedure? No, I had a false start. It was a penalty against the Sharks. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Sharks.
Wow.
Then unsportsmanlike conduct against the Nightmare. Those two will offset, but they'll both count towards the 2 unsportsmanlike conduct rule. So they can't get another one. If they do, they're ejected from this game.
Offsetting penalties on the play.
You know, in that unsportsmanlike conduct, I think I talked to you earlier today about that.
Will be Nightmare first down.
I think the league definitely needs to look at it a little bit more, and I hope they do in the offseason.
5 yards. He's got to replay that.
So they're going to replay that down?
He's got to.
Hey, remember how I was telling you there seems like there's a lot of celebrities watching us online right now? Mm-hmm. Mike Shea is watching us. Remember Shea, don't you? Don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Good to hear from you again, Shea. Shables. All right, so this is after a pretty good punt. He's going to have to go all over again now.
You know, and there's another celebrity watching that he's not on there, and that's the special shout out to Jason Lechuga. So there's another celebrity in the CFC that's watching this right now, too.
Jason Lechuga is arguably one of the best quarterbacks to ever play in the Colorado Football Conference. All right, here we go for another punt attempt after those penalties. There's the snap. This was
That's
a little bit more
better.
driving, but it's going out of bounds. Oh, that one might be a better punt altogether.
It
Did it
bounced.
go out of bounds?
No, it
it's a
bounced and then
touchback.
shot back in.
Oh, I thought it bounced out of bounds.
You know, and
Looks like we have more trouble down there. You know, Country, you're talking about the chippiness. Man, it might be starting to pile up here halfway through the third quarter.
you know, and that's something that the coaches definitely have to get these players under control and just tell them to settle down. Let's play the game. Let's see what happens throughout it. You know, and Mike Shea watching. You know,
It's interesting.
I've played against the guy. I know him from all the years, and I played with him. He's a solid quarterback. I definitely like playing with him. He's just a good all-around player. Definitely like seeing him watching. Thanks, Shea, for tuning in. I'll say that out loud.
It's
I
interesting
don't know,
that-
Mike Shea reminds me that Jeff Williams was a heck of a kicker in this league as well.
Interested that the last set of downs series play, the Sharks went into a 2-back offense.
You know, yeah, I did kind of see that. I think they're going to try focusing on the run a little bit more instead of the pass.
Yeah, it's interesting that they would do that.
Especially when they had those slots open in the first half when they were going double over. There's the snap, handoff up the middle, finds a wall, surges forward, gain of 1. This is going to bring up 2nd and 9 for the Nightmare. We're still at a 14-6 ball game. Nightmare over the Sharks with 7 minutes, 6 seconds, and ticking left on the clock.
You know, and I don't know if the Nightmare are doing it already, but I think they're trying to run a little bit more, just kind of help chew up that clock, kind of keep the lead. I think they know that they can pass at will here kind of now. I think they're just trying to chew up the clock as much as they can and make the Sharks score on them.
Well, that's their game, run. They run the ball 85% of the time. They run the ball.
Oh, wow.
All right, shotgun formation to the right, one to the left, waiting for the snap. There it is. Looking to his left, throws it way over the top of everybody, and that's an incomplete pass.
You know, and there's some choppiness I can already see that the quarterback got hit a little bit late there. The ref let it go. This could turn into something interesting here now.
Dude, it's like an all-star convention on our chat. Chris Canterbury's watching us now.
Oh, wow.
We all remember Chris Canterbury.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, long-time receiver here for the Colorado Football Conference. Actually, I thought he came back like 2 years ago for one season. I forget.
Well, you know what? He's on chat. He'll probably let us know.
All right, so now on 3rd and 9, we're going to go double-doubles out of shotgun. 4 down linemen front for the Sharks with single safety over the top. There's the snap. Here comes the pressure from the outside.
Wow.
And they got him.
There's a flag.
Flags are on the ground, though.
That's got to be a holding.
I can see that being a hold. I see an offensive lineman down on the ground. I'm pretty sure he was holding as the defensive lineman went by him.
Yeah.
Chris Granderford said not a receiver. I thought Chris played receiver, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a holding.
Let's see what he says here.
This is really coming to turn into
Holding.
a very interesting game.
Against the Sharks.
I can't
Penalty
understand.
decline. They'll take the sack.
I can't understand what happened on both teams.
That's right. Canterbury played
at
corner.
halftime.
You know, it's interesting you say that, Fred, but it looks like both the Nightmare actually cooled way more than they needed off. They didn't get really warmed back up when they came out after the halftime. It looks like the Sharks are still carrying that chip from the first two quarters, and really are firing on all cylinders right now, kind of.
Yeah, it's interesting how both of them come out with two different looks at things.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're in a punting formation here, deep in the Nightmare territory. There's a snap, and the punt is up. It looked like it was close to being blocked, bouncing down around the 45. He's got it at the 50-yard line, cutting up to the 45, and what? Are they stopping and play for
The
it?
first player called for a fair catch.
Oh, he
Yeah.
did,
Yes, he
didn't
did.
he?
But I'm not sure if it was a good a good fair catch. He looked like to me he was jumping up.
Yeah.
The ref probably just miscued it.
But he's got both hands up, so.
That's too bad, too, because he had a lot of momentum and people in front of him. That could have been a good kick return. Coach Vaughn says much respect to you there, Coach Reese.
Hey, send it back to him. Send it back to him. Much
Coach
respect.
Vaughn, he can hear you, brother.
Good. And we tried to hook up with him, but things just didn't work out this past year. So good to see he's still coaching.
Well, looks like we got a timeout on the field. What? Oh, no. I think he's just telling the Sharks to back up.
Sharks ball.
You know, Fred, like you said,
First and
both
10.
these teams came out very different looks.
Ball from the 48.
Would you say it's because the NOCO's cold?
No, Noco's going to run the ball. That's their bread and butter. But they come out and they look kind of unsure of themselves about running it. You know, they ran one and then they went away with it. Ran the ball one time, then they ran away with it. But
All right, shotgun formation, trips to the right, single receiver left, single safety over the top, forward down lineman front. Linebackers creeping up to the line, waiting for the snap is Smoke. There it is, all linebackers fade back. Smoke's got time, cuts up, looking downfield still, throws it, caught, hit hard.
That was
holds
a
on to
solid
it.
hit.
Gain of about 8 yards on that play will bring up 2nd and 2. Great offensive play.
Great offensive play. Great defensive hit. I love seeing hits like that. It was clean. It was good. And, you know, both players walked away from it. I like seeing that.
All right, so that'll bring up 2nd and 2. And the Sharks offense really needs to get moving. They had the one good drive in the first quarter, and
That was it.
yeah, they've been kind of stagnant ever since. They had some success on the run, but haven't been able to get back into the red zone since then.
You know, I'm going to love to see what the Sharks coaching staff does here and see what kind of adjustments they're doing on the fly here.
All right, so now they're back into that shotgun double-double situation. They're still playing off those slots. Handoff up the middle. He's got the first down and even more. Ran over a couple
Solid
and finally
run.
brought down.
Solid run.
Great run on that play.
very solid run.
Just ran downhill, ran his pants down, and just plowed through what he needed to do.
All right, so they spot the ball at the, looks like the 31-yard line of the Nightmare.
Ooh,
And
looks
we're
like the
gonna go
Sharks
same
are going
formation.
with a quick formation.
Hurry
now.
up offense is going on here. Double doubles. There's a snap. Handoff. Oh, he has to surge forward because of the defensive line of the Nightmare were able to surge through and stop him in the backfield.
Brings up 2nd down.
67.
Did he get back to the line of scrimmage?
No, he did not.
No, he lost 2 yards on that play. We'll bring up 2nd and 12.
See, this is something I'm seeing over there on the far side. If I was a coach on the Shark side, as you can see, they definitely did not stretch well. You can see Nocos, some of their players are starting to get a little cramped up. It's something that I'd be looking to as a coach or a player saying, hey, we got some stuff going on. I wonder if the coaching staff for the Sharks are going to see this and go with that from there.
All right, we're going to go trips left this time. Single receiver to the right. Linebackers are close to the line on this play. There's a snap. Here comes the pressure. Quick throw right is there. Receiver tries to make somebody miss. He's fighting and fighting and fighting to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Yeah. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 10 situation here for the Sharks with 3 minutes, 46 seconds to ticking.
Complete for a gain of 1, brings up 3rd down and 11.
You know, Fred, I'm going to ask you, when you saw players that were stretching or cramping up on the field, would you go after them as a coach or would you kind of let it go?
No, not really. We do look for the weakest link, so to speak, but not just to go at somebody because they're still stretching and stuff like that. It's just mainly on their ability that we look for the weakest link.
Okay, now we're going to go shotgun formation, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. The DBs are playing back. throw the linebackers because they know it's 3rd and 10.
Oh, that
Quick throw is there. That's the first down. And then some. Bounces over receiver. Leads in. Touchdown. Denver Sharks. Beautiful offensive play there from Smoke to that receiver.
He's going to get a flag. He's going to get a flag.
Who is?
Okay, Smoke.
Oh, I got to worry about celebrating.
Yeah,
he might have been taunting over there.
He was taunting. Yeah, he was taunting, pointing at them while he jumped. And the ref took a long look at him.
Okay, so here we are. 2 minutes, 51 seconds left in the third quarter. It's a 14-12 ball game. Do they take the extra point or do they go for 2?
Me personally, if I was a coach, I would go for the 1 point right now because you still have a whole other quarter to play and maybe get into field goal position if NoCo doesn't score anymore, and then you could probably win the game from there.
What are you thinking, Fred?
I'd go for the 2 basically for the fact that you don't make this 2, you still can make another 2. So
right.
Later on in the game.
It looks like they're going to go for it.
Did Smoke go back into the huddle?
Mm-hmm.
They'd better hurry up. That ref has got his hand up. He's going to start counting. He's going to start counting.
Fred, did you used to go at Salinas
That's 1.
when they were the Pirates?
That's 2. 3.
Oh, yeah, they got to hurry up.
4.
If they get the delay
5.
game, they're going to have to go
That's
for
the delay of game right there.
Yep, there it is.
There it is, the delay game. They couldn't get the play off on time. I guess it still makes sense to try to go for 2 from here. Actually, it gives them a little more space to work with.
It does, and that's something that I've seen teams do on a delay of game, actually just so they can get that space so they can make the play develop a little bit more.
I would change now and kick the ball.
Are you going to kick it now?
Yeah. They got a good kicker.
Yeah, they got a great place
kicker.
But they're still going to go for it because Smokes is going right back in.
Well, here we are, 12-14, going for 2 points to try to tie the game late into the third quarter. So we're going to go shotgun formation. Double doubles means 2 to the left and 2 to the right. The entire Nightmare organization staying within the box. Throw, cash.
Oh, he's in.
The Sharks do it. This ball game is tied up, 14-14. The Sharks offense came on when they needed to. We have ourselves a ball game, folks.
And this could be a big swing for him. It just, how is the defense going to respond, and how is NoCo going to respond now?
But if you look at the sideline on NoCo over there, they do look kind of dead.
They do.
They look deflated, do they?
Yeah,
and the Sharks are excited.
Yeah, but they're a solemn team, but they look a little bit out of it right now.
And I'm looking over there, and I'm seeing a lot of people are just like, oh, what are we going to do? They keep coming back. And NoCo's got to respond in almost a fast, quick hit. Say, hey, we can score at will when we want to, just to keep the game in our hands.
Yeah.
And if they do that, I think that's going to help them just deflate the Sharks. But if the Sharks can come out and stop them right away and then carry that momentum back over to the offense, I think this could be a whole other game, and Sharks possibly could be going up.
The Shark fans have showed up finally, and this huge crowd could be split right now. There's a lot of NoCo fans here, and there's obviously a lot of Shark fans right here. And, boy, they all deserve to be excited with a 14-14 ball game.
Yeah.
This turned out to be a great championship game.
All right, and there's the kick. It's pretty deep, but it's returnable. He's caught it right around the 5-yard line, cuts to the middle, to the 10, trying to go far left side to the 15. Gets past the 20 to 35. Oh, I'm sorry, 25 down near the 30. Was that Anthony Rankin?
That is number 3, Anthony Rankin there.
He's still pretty quick for an old man, that Anthony Rankin.
Hey, I thought he was going to pull out a cane there for a quick how fast he was running, but you know what? It's Anthony Rankin. It doesn't matter how old that guy is. He's going to show up and ball out and play.
Yeah.
The
All right, so they spotted at the 29.
See if they come back and try to take control of this.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we're going to have 1st and 10 for the Nightmare at their own 29-yard line. 2 minutes, 42 seconds left in the third quarter. And we're going to open up in doubles. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Shotgun formation. 4 down linemen front, 1 safety deep for the Sharks. Waiting for the snap is the
motion, handoff.
Yep, handoff, now trying to bounce outside. Can he turn the corner?
No, look at that. Just
Turns it, but has to lean in and gets hit immediately, but not after about a 4-yard gain on that play.
But they closed that corner off really quick. So
5-yard gain, actually.
5 yards for that. I thought it would have been more with how they were moving the ball, how they set that play up. I thought it was going to be more. But the Sharks moved so well with that play, it really did not have time to develop more or get the blocking that it needed to really go.
Yep, they did shift over well and read it well, but that was still a 5-yard gain to start on this drive. That's going to bring us to 2nd and 5 for the Nightmare. Now they're breaking the huddle, and they're going to stick with that double-double formation out of a shotgun. Same formation for the Sharks, but these linebackers are up pretty close here. And these DBs are playing pretty far off the slot as well. Quick pass outside.
Solid hit,
Cornerback
too.
makes the stop,
he
but
did.
he surges forward, and that might be a first down. Waiting for the final spot.
That was a solid
it's like
hit on
1
the
yard
quarterback.
short.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Quarterback took a nasty hit on that one,
He
huh?
did. The defense read it, blitzed right, and the quarterback got off right before he got hit. The ref's not going to throw a flag on that just because it's already in motion. You can't really do nothing about that.
Well, I'll tell you what, that cornerback did a great job of an open field tackle to keep them at 3rd and 1
Yeah.
for the Nightmare here. All right, they break the huddle. We're going to stay in a double-double, but we're going under center this time. Single back formation. Crowded box for the Sharks. Single safety over the top. Waiting for the snap.
They're
I'm
trying
sure,
to draw
I
him
bet they
off.
lean forward. Quarterback keeper.
And he made it.
He's still
and
running.
then some. That quarterback sneak ended up being about a 6-yard gain, and that'll give the Nightmare a first down. Yeah, this Nightmare offense is turning it on, man.
And see this.
Like I said, let's see if they get back to their run game because they're a very strong team.
It's almost as the no coach trying to move this ball at will and just showing that, hey, we can move this when we want to.
All right, so that brings up 1st and 10 for the Nightmare at their own 45-yard line. We got double-doubles to the left or to the right. Single safety over the top. Close linebackers at the line. There's a snap. Here comes the pressure. Quick throw outside is there. You get hit pretty quick. Tries to strip the ball. Gain of about 6 yards will bring up 2nd and 4.
Bring the ball back.
Oh, is there a flag?
No.
Oh, there's something down there, like near the 45. I don't know what that was.
it's
Just
not
picking
a
it up
flag.
right now.
That pass completed for 6 yards brings up 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, this Nightmare series is all short plays here and there and there, and they're just
But just showing that they can move when they need to.
Yeah.
And I think that it could
see
deflate
if
a
they
team.
see if they get a playoff here before the end of the quarter because we've got 17 seconds left. Looks like they're going to give it a shot. Go to double-double situation. 9 seconds. There's a snap. He's looking to his left. Quick throw outside is there.
And there's a ranking again.
There's Anthony Rankin making moves, cutting upfield. Big gain on there. Finally get brought down. Nice play by Anthony all day. Rankin takes them inside the Shark 30,
That's
25-yard line.
And that's the kind of play he's done all his career.
Yes, it is.
Brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter with the Denver Sharks 14, Northern Colorado
You done,
Nightmares
Fred?
14.
All right, Fred's leaving us. Thank you so much, Fred, for sitting with us. All right,
Oh, okay.
sounds good.
You know, Eric, this game has just turned out to be a really fun game to watch.
It is. I mean, we're a tied score, 14 apiece. We're about to start the 4th quarter, and it's just been an exciting event so far.
Yeah, it's just it's coming down to, like I think we both talked about at the beginning. You said defense, and I said offense, and it's really coming both sides almost.
Yeah.
And
right.
it's
kind of reminiscent of last year's championship game. Remember how that came down to
Yes.
the last minute of the game
Yes.
to decide a winner? And I think we could be looking at the same situation here. I know we've got 15 minutes left to go, but I'm excited to see an excited ending.
I am too. This is just a fun game to watch, and this is a fan. I like watching this kind of game.
Yeah, agreed.
You know, and I'm definitely watching all these people comment on YouTube, and it's just fun to watch this too because just seeing the talking and how they're commenting on the game too. It's just everyone's interacting. It's fun to watch.
I love all the old school guys that are paying attention to.
Old school guys are always going to be fun to watch and talk with.
All right, so after that big catch and run from Anthony Rankin, we've got ourselves a 1st and 10 situation at the 25-yard line. We're going to open up a double-doubles. There's the snap. He throws it across the middle and overthrew it. That's an incomplete pass, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You know, the Sharks there definitely had him well covered. It looked like
they were going man.
But there was 2 on him.
Yeah. Well, that's because that safety was still there.
Safety came over on the top of him. You know, and I really want to see now, are they going to keep going for the pass, or are they going to try running again? Like Fred said, they're 85% run team. Are they just going to go for the run now, or are they really just going to go for the pass game because it is working so well with them?
Well, they're like in a passing formation. They haven't really ran out of this too much today. Double-doubles, here we go. Look at the linebackers creep that line. He's going to roll out to his right, trying to wait for somebody to get open, throws it over the top.
Wow, another just there's the flag now.
Was that really that late? I was too busy watching the ball. I didn't see it. Did you see it?
I didn't think it was late. He threw the ball and he was hit right away.
That's going to be a personal
intentional
foul.
grounding. No. Roughing the passer. Sorry, guys. Called a misplay. I don't know. I think it. I don't think it was a late hit, but I'm not the ref.
Right. All right, so that's going to give them an automatic 1st down, and they're going to get the ball 1st and 10.
After the penalty, it brings us to 1st and 10.
At the 13-yard line.
Okay.
13-yard line.
All right, so, 1st and 10 at the 13 for the Nightmare. And the Nightmare offense is pushing the ball downfield like they need to right here. All right, we're going to go trips right, single to the left. 2 safeties open over the top there for the Sharks. Snap, handoff, surges up the middle. He's got a little room and hit hard, but brought down after a gain of about 4 yards on that play. I'm sorry, 3 yards.
You know, I'm starting to see something with the no-co line when they're running and when they're passing. I'm just wondering if the defense down there is starting to see it too. But I'm up here. I don't know if they can see it down there.
Right.
3 on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 7.
All right, so it was a 3-yard gain on that carry, so we're looking at 2nd and 7 yards here. 14 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game and ticking.
This is a great drive by NoCo because this is what they needed to do. This also will kill the momentum of the Sharks so much, just grinding them down.
All right, we're going to go double-doubles on this one out of shotgun. Crowded line there for the Sharks. There's a snap. He's got time, throws it over the top. It incomplete, but a flag is down. That could be pass interference against the Sharks.
It could be, but
Penalty on the field.
No, it's against the Nightmare for passing.
Push off
against the Nightmare.
No, push off against the Sharks.
What? How can there be a push off against the Sharks? He called it against the Nightmare.
Nope, he called it. He switched it up and
That's
said
got to be pass interference against. Let's see what the White Hat says here.
It's against the Sharks. I can see how they're reacting right now. It's against the Sharks.
Pass interference against the Sharks.
Penalty
I saw that side just pointing towards the Nightmare. So that's going to give them, half the distance to the goal.
And I kind of got to agree with Coach Vaughn. I see
it's not
called
a spot foul, is it?
I see he said that was a terrible call. I would have to agree with that because I watched the play, and it did not look that bad. It was a good play by the defense player.
1st and goal, it looks like at the 3. 3 or the 2. So they got tight line there for the Nightmare. 2 receivers outside, handoff, he bounces left. There's nobody there to stop him, and the Nightmare score. 6 points put on the board from the Nightmare. Penalties hurt the Sharks on that drive. And we've got a game going on here.
You know, they got to be careful because, again, the celebration's starting to get out there, and taunting could become a factor.
And with the touchdown, that brings the score. Denver Sharks.
All right, so the extra point kicker is coming out here. 13 minutes, 47 seconds left in the game. And the Nightmare are trying to make it a 7-point lead here. All right, looks like the line's ready. Holder's ready. There's a snap. Kick is up. It looks good to me, and the refs agree. So we're looking at 21 to 14, 7-point game. Nightmare over the Sharks. What an exciting football game, man.
It is, and I'm thinking of some of the players over on the NOCO side that don't have a championship ring. This could be this time for them, and like you said, the Ochiatos don't have one. This would be great for them to have. Ranking, this might be, I think this is going to be a second one, but I think it put him in a different class because it's two teams that he's won with. There's not a lot of guys in the CFC that can say that. I can think of a handful that I know offhand. I can only think of a couple maybe that are still playing right now. I know one of them's on the Sharks side, and that's Tyler Brown. That's one with the Greyhawks, the Titans.
Right.
So he's got
You know who else on the Nightmare is going to try to get his first ring? Is David Brooks.
David Brooks. David Brooks is
solid offensive lineman.
I play with David Brooks. He's just a good, solid guy. He's great where he knows his place and he knows where he has to be at. And I like David as a good person. He's solid, and I enjoyed playing with him.
I tell you what, man, chat is very upset about that touchdown.
I would be too.
Yeah, they're not liking the refs on that one at all, and they're thinking the refs scored that play. All right, there's the kick, and it's returnable, and he's got blockers and everything. He's at the 5, the 10, bounces out to his right, cuts back inside left. He's at the 30, finally hits the wall and gets pushed out, or finally pushes forward close to the 40-yard line. Pretty nice kick return there.
It is. You know who we haven't really talked about on defense tonight for the NOCO?
Who's that?
Is Trent.
That's true. We haven't really called his number too much yet.
No, I haven't seen him really do anything tonight. Is he on the field or is he hurt? I haven't seen him around, so I don't know.
And, it's hard to see these numbers, and people who listen to my broadcast think I have horrible eyes. It's a little worse for me today, too, because the window in front of us has got a screen in front of it.
It is.
So it makes it a little bit more difficult, but I'm pretty sure he's number 5, isn't he? And he usually plays Mike linebacker.
I think he is, too.
All right, so now the Denver Sharks got to try to catch up. They're down by 7 points, and they're going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line. And we're going to stick to that pistol formation with 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Snap, handoff, tries to go middle, bounces outside after hitting the wall. Leans forward.
That was a good
great
play.
open field tackle out there.
Shoelaces, we like to call it.
Yeah, she shoelaced him and stopped him for a gain of 1 on that, maybe 2. Don't touch it. All right, hurry up offense for the Sharks. This time they go pistol left, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. There's a snap. Quick throw outside.
Quick throw.
He's got to make somebody miss. He did make the first guy miss. Finally brought down, but after a nice gain on that play.
Are they going to go to this hurry-up offense, or are they just going 2 plays and then huddle back up, which I think they're going?
So I think we're going to be at about a 3rd and 3 situation here. Yeah, 3rd down and 3.
So what it looks like right now is that the Sharks are doing is they're calling 2 plays, and they're running them real quick, and then they're going from there.
3rd down and 3 to go.
All right, so big 3rd down play here with 12:37 and ticking in the game. The Sharks need to keep this drive alive. So this time they're going like max protect. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. It's not really a pistol, is it?
No.
There's that snap. He's looking to his left. Quick throw outside. Caught. Makes first guy miss. Gets brought down by the second guy. That'll be a 1st down play for the Denver Sharks.
You know who actually made that tackle that we talked about him? That was Trent.
Trent was there. You know, he can do that, man. From that Mike position, he can cover all sides of the field and get downfield to make tackles. So he's a pretty good linebacker.
And we kind of talked about it earlier. I'm just glad to see him back out here playing after his bad knee injury. That
he had a tough injury last season.
On the 39-yard line.
And I know he had the surgery too.
He did, and I'm just glad to see him back out here playing in this kind of game right now.
All right, we're going to go back to pistol with 2 receivers right. 1st and 10 at the Nightmare 39. Pitch outside, bobbled. He has to fall on it. The Sharks are going to open up this. first down play with a big loss. What is that, about 5?
That looks
7
like
yards.
7.
On the play.
Loss to 7, so that brings up second and 17 for the Sharks.
17.
You know, and it's rough to see that happen when they had the great momentum going.
You know what? But because they've had that momentum, this might not stop it. They still couldn't have an opportunity here to keep driving
You know,
the ball
and
down the
that's
field.
like you said, the momentum may keep going. It's just how is everyone going to respond this late in the game now?
Yeah, because a tough loss of yards like that can deflate some players. So let's see if they keep their heads on. We're going to go max protection here again. 2 receivers to the right. Bubbles toss over the right-hand side. He's still fighting. Cuts out to his left.
Oh, way to go.
He's got an open field. He's to the 30. 25-20 gets brought down near the 20-yard line. Wonderful play. They responded well to that loss.
They did, and you know what? That was also another great. I'm a defense guy, so I'm going to say great open field tackle again. Way to stop it, but the offensive play was solid. Way to never give up on the run and just keep working.
That yards after the catch, that receiver made some moves to
did.
find the open field and get that first down. So that'll give us 1st and 10 at the Nightmare 19-yard line. And all of a sudden, both offenses are turning on, and we've got a heck of a game going on here. 10-26, 1st and 10.
This is the kind of championship game I like watching personally.
Yeah, likewise. All right, max protection in the backfield. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Single safety over the top for the Nightmare.
Run.
Handoff up the middle. He hits a wall after a gain of about 2 yards on there, though, so that should bring up 2nd and 8.
You know,
Oh,
and
are they moving the stick? There we
2 on
go.
the play brings up 2nd down and 8.
2nd down and 8. You know, here's the thing that I remember back when Dennis Shore coached me. If you can get 3 to 4 yards every run, you're always going to get a first down.
Yep.
By the third down. So if NOCO can start doing that, I mean, the Sharks can start doing that, it's just going to wear down NOCO.
Well, and so far, that's what the Sharks offense has done on this drive right now, because it's been a long drive, and they're doing a real good job here. So,
Really eating up the clock.
Yep. Max protects. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. There's a snap. Fakes the handoff. Looking to his left. Throws single coverage. He caught it.
Caught.
That is a catch.
First
That'll give you
down.
1st and goal at around the 6-yard line. 1st and goal. Nice pass and catch there for the Denver Sharks.
It is.
Result of the play is a Sharks first down.
So Sharks are in scoring position here.
With 9 minutes left in the game.
From
Yeah.
6.
Now, it'll be interesting to see if they decide to try to pass in this area.
I think they're going to try to run it right away. I really see them running this.
Well, it looks like they're going to that pistol formation to try it. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Smoke is trying to read that defense. There's the snap. Handoff, running left side. He's in. The Denver Sharks take that drive all the way down for 6 points, and we now have a 21-20 game with an extra point pending.
And like I said,
Wow.
it was a run.
Yeah.
They were there. It's what they felt comfortable with, and that is what they went with.
That brings the score to the Denver Sharks 20.
A lot of upsteps to that offensive line and the blocking that was there.
Yes.
He went in untouched.
You know, and there's a couple guys on there that I know. Jason Kersey,
Yeah,
Alex?
Kersey's a long time.
Alex, which is another good player. It's just starting to come around. He's a good player, physical, very physical. A lot of people don't like him. I like his play style. Jason Kersey, I would love to see win another championship ring too.
Oh, yeah. All righty, so we're going to try and tie it up here with this extra point try. Looks like the line is ready. And the kicker's finally set.
They're going for 1.
Yeah, I don't know. There's 8 minutes left. There's the kick is up. It's
blocked.
blocked. And
it's going
returnable.
back.
The Sharks need to hurry up.
I don't think they're going to catch
They're
him.
trying. He's got 1 guy to beat on the outside. He's to the 10-yard line. In. Wow. What a play.
It's almost as they know what's going to happen with the kick. They read that so well.
And with the return,
Wonderful block on that play.
What is that?
That should be 2 points for the Nightmare, right?
And I believe they get it back.
And with the return,
Oh, yeah, because
that
there was a
brings the
scoring play,
score.
scoring drive.
Sharks 20, Nightmare 22.
Dan's looking up at me right now from down in
game.
the stands just with a giant smile on his face right now because he's loving what he's seeing right now.
Farron Brooks, the owner of the
Yes.
of the Nightmare. That was a great special teams play right there.
It is, and that could actually be the deciding factor of this game.
So when the Sharks had an opportunity to tie the game, they let the player run through, block the kick, return it, and now we're sitting at 22-20 with 8 minutes, 25 seconds left to go in the
20
game.
to 23.
23.
Yes, they got 2 points for running the ball back.
That's why it's 23. Yeah,
Yes.
23-20. Wow, what a game.
In return, that gives
Yeah.
the Nightmare 2 extra points. So that brings the score to the Sharks 20, Nightmare 23.
Yeah, that was a 2-point return.
Wow, great play for the Nightmare.
Special teams.
Special teams coming up big for them.
You know, and all the special teams have been getting decent runs off the kickoffs and punts and all that. And then see this one now, eventually something like this is going to happen or a run back. And it just, this could be the nail if it goes.
Oh, there's 8:25 left. This next drive is very important for both teams
It is.
because the Nightmare
But-
can go down there
But here's the
and
thing.
put the nail in.
They could.
But it's time for the Sharks defense to 3-and-out them.
I agree with you, but if they can go down and make this a 10-point game, 2-possession game,
Yeah.
this could be really heartbreaking for the Sharks if they do not stop it here.
Boy,
look-
both teams are just fighting so hard in this game, aren't they, man?
Could look for an onside right here.
Nope, it's a line drive there. He gets it like around the 5 to the 10, 15 to the 20, finds some blockers and finally gets pushed out. It'll be close to about the 23, 24-yard line. Boy, yeah, that one play. What a difference maker that was, man.
And you see how quiet the Shark side over here, the fans that were by, just
yeah, they're just,
won't.
they did take the Sharks fans out of the game.
10, ball on the 24-yard line.
Alrighty, so after the blocked extra point in return for 2 points, the Nightmare are going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-ish. It's hard for me to tell from this angle. See the 24, 25. It's 24. All right, so looks like they're going to go double-double. There's a snap, handoff up the middle. They're going to try and kill the clock on the ground, but a great run for the first down and then even more. We okay?
Yeah, everything's all right.
All right.
And a Nightmare
Stadium manager just wanted to say something. One of us to go out there and talk to him real quick.
Okay, cool. Thanks for handling that, man. All right, so that is a first down play there for the Nightmare. They opened up, I don't know if you had a chance to see that play, Country, but they ran it up the gut, gained like 11 yards on that play.
You know, I heard it in, like I said, the run. If Noco goes down and scores here, like Coach Vaughn said, no Nightmare scores here, this is the nail.
All right, well, let's see what happens as we go double-doubles on this play. Single safety over the top for the Sharks. Waiting for the snap. There it is. Handoff. They're going to try and eat the clock. Brought down, found immediately after a gain of about 2 yards on that play to bring up 2nd and 8.
I firmly see them trying to run the clock out now with the run.
Yeah.
I think they're only going to pass when they need to, just because they're trying to eat up as much clock and still make this a 2-possession game.
Okay, but if you run and you come up with third and short or 3rd and 4 or 5, and you decide to pass then, that could bode well for the defense of the Sharks as well, though.
So the best time to really pass would almost be in 2nd down, just because you got a couple yards down, and then go from there and keep your 3rd for your run, just to make sure you don't lose the possession.
All right, so I can't see if there's another running back there. No, there's not.
Nope, it's single back.
There's a snap. Here's throwing on 2nd down. Caught. Hit immediately. Good gain on the play. They'll bring up 3rd and about 4, it looks like.
So, again, here you go. Now you have 3rd and 4. You're running so well and get 3 to 4 yards on this run. it definitely could help.
4 on the play.
Tell you what, though, this is a big third down for the Denver Sharks. Because, yes, they had the momentum, and, yes, they went downfield. It took them a long time to do it. So, unless they can score quick, which they haven't shown today, they need to stop the Nightmare right here, right now, in order to get the ball back and go down and try to score to win.
If the Sharks score here, and just the way their offense is moving today, if they could get a lot of that excess time on that clock right now.
Yep, third down play right here. There's a snap. Quarterback rolls right. He's going to keep it and brought down. And that brings up a 4th and about 4-yard situation for the Nightmare.
It doesn't look like he gained maybe but an inch on that.
Yeah. Boy, this is exciting football, man.
This is what football should be right here.
On the Sharks.
A penalty
No.
on third down against the Sharks.
And there's some frustration.
Yeah. This is tough,
So
man.
they went into the neutral zone, obviously, then.
With that 5-yard penalty, it gives the Nightmare a first down.
The Sharks are getting penalties against them at key moments in this game, man.
And that is really what's killed them. Like you said earlier today, the penalties that the Sharks that are piling up on them
They are.
is killing them.
All right, we're going to go double-doubles, it looks like. Boy, I'm losing vision in this dark. There's a snap. Handoff up the middle. Gain of about 2 yards there.
But again, this is where I'm saying.
This bodes well for the Nightmare.
It does, but this is where I'm saying this is where NOCO's going to, okay, we're going to pass here and maybe get a little bit more yards since they're comfortable with their passing game right now.
Right. Well, so, yeah, they're going to run, eat some clock, and that's exactly what they're doing because it's 4 minutes, 54 seconds, and ticking. And they're taking long huddles. That's what you got to do.
They're taking their max time on. They're almost waiting until the ref back judge is counting down here before they hike the ball to eat up as much time as they can.
All right, so that brings up a 2nd and 8 situation.
See, he's already putting his hand up, saying,
"Oh, yeah, he better get that." Yeah, they're taking their time.
He's counting off.
5-4. They get this play off, handoff. Oh no, quarterback keeper. He's trying to fight and finally gets brought down. Gain of about 2 yards on that one.
So what they're doing is they're taking the most time they can because now they're going to, if they don't get the first down here, they're going to punt it, put them deep in their territory, the Sharks back, and then they got to go the entire field with a short clock.
Well, now we're at 3rd and 5, and here we are again. And welcome back to CSTV, Colorado Sports TV's presentation of the CFC Championship game. Yeah. All right, so big third down play here after taking the timeout. The Sharks need a stop right here, right now. So it looks like they're going to crowd that line a little bit. We're in shotgun formation.
This is a game where you just want to stand up and cheer for this kind of game.
We've got motion going across to make 3 receivers to the right now. Waiting for the snap as the quarterback. There it is. He's going to try and pass it. He's looking to his left, goes to his right. Flag on the play. Throws, and it's incomplete. There's a real good chance that could be holding. Oh, that quarterback won't get off the defender. Oh, now he's helping him up. There we go, guys.
Result of the play was incomplete. Penalty flag on the field.
So if this is a hold against the Nightmare, you decline this thing and make him punt, don't you?
You would, but as it's been going tonight, the Sharks, this could be against the Sharks just because it's been so heavy on penalties on them.
I tell you what, this better not be against the Sharks.
It's been very one-sided tonight.
I might have to take this headset off and walk away if this is against the Sharks. Not that I would, Scott. But it makes me want to, man, because the Sharks are getting a lot of penalties at third down on this drive.
They're declining it, so it is against the Nightmare.
Yeah, there we go. But you're right. In the penalty battle, the Sharks or the Nightmare are definitely winning. The Sharks have had a lot more penalties than the Nightmare have.
And I've always heard from the refs that they try to call it down the middle, but when a team is being very choppy, like we've seen kind of tonight,
right?
the refs are just going to go after that team, which kind of stinks because, well, unfortunately, it's just not fair to the other team.
Well, here comes special teams out on the field for the Nightmare. 4 minutes, 10 seconds left in the game, and the Sharks are about to get the ball back. I would think that this punter would try to kick out of bounds, coffin corner this thing, but I don't know if he's got how good his punting abilities are, so I guess we'll find out here in a second.
I'm almost betting he's going to try to put it down as close as he can without going into the end zone. So an outside kick right to the corner.
Flags in the air off the snap.
Offsides.
They let that thing bounce. Did it go out at the 1 yard line?
It did.
What a beautiful punt.
1 inch.
But there's a flag on the field.
Penalty flag on the field.
It might be against the Nightmare.
It is.
They'd have to repunt. Shark player thinks it's against the Nightmare. Oh, yeah, he's going to make him re-kick. False start or illegal
False start
procedure.
on the Nightmare.
If it was false start, they should have blown the whistle, though, and killed the play, right?
They should have, but they let go, obviously.
What a horrible situation for that punter after making that amazing punt and putting him out, the ball at the 1 inch line.
It is, but let's see how his nerves are now.
Yeah, let's see if he
just
can respond.
He saw a great punt. You know he loved it because he did exactly what he was supposed to do, and now it gets taken away from him.
Yeah.
Let's see how he comes back from it. Let's see what the Sharks obviously know what they're trying to do now. Let's see what they do.
Late substitution for the Sharks. All right, let's see if they got how they're looking here. The Sharks don't need a penalty here. There's the snap. Almost blocked, and it's high but short. Takes a small Nightmare bounce, but they're going to down it, and the Sharks are going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line, looks like to me. Boy, from a perfect punt to an ugly punt, man. And
with 3:48 left in the game.
Yeah.
We've seen the Sharks earlier tonight make a quick score. Can they do it now and get back on top?
That last drive proved that they can. The last offensive possession of the Sharks went way from deep in the end, on the end to all the way to
But they ate up a
score.
lot of clock.
Yeah, and then they had that blocked field goal, or extra point try, and that's what got us where we are, 23-20.
But, again, if you think back to the very first score they had, it was a quick touchdown, quick throw down the field, and boom, he was in. All their plays have been off decent throws downfield for a quick strike. It hasn't been just grinded down except for the last play.
Ball on the 34-yard line.
The last
All
touchdown.
right, so with 3:48 left in this game, Smoke breaks the huddle and goes pistol left, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. 4 down linemen front, 4-3 defense, 2 safeties over the top for the Nightmare. Waiting for the snap of Smoke. He's got it. Hands off. He's got a blocker. Surges forward. He maybe gained a yard. Man, forward momentum's going to get him a yard on that play.
Yeah, they need to do more than 1 yard.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 9. Wow, what a game.
Clock's still rolling. They're going to that kind of.
Yeah, they were hurrying it up. They didn't huddle at all, did they?
No, I think they know the plays. He's just calling it from the line, or they already had the plays in.
Yeah, now they're going pistol right, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Still 2 safeties over the top for the Nightmare. Smoke fakes that handoff. Right across the middle's thrown.
That was almost picked.
Did it bounce off that defender's hands? Because it also bounced. The receiver tried to one-hand it.
It looked like it was almost picked, but you're probably right, it wasn't. But it looked like it from where I saw.
Wow. So this brings up 3rd down already now. Wow, big 3rd down situation for the Nightmare here.
It is.
They could really lock it down here right now.
Yeah. Or the Sharks can lock it down and keep moving.
3rd and 9 situation. And here comes the Nightmare fans trying to make that noise.
I'm just excited as a fan to watch this now.
All right, so now we're going to go double-doubles. And like Fred said, look at those slots. They've got open covers there. He doesn't see it. Here comes the pressure. Throws it outside. Oh, right through his hands. He had the 1st down catch, and it went right through his hands.
brings up fourth down situation for the Sharks.
Now here's a question: what are they going to do now? What are they going to do? And I would almost say they're going to go for it.
You think so? On 4th and 9, if you mess up, you're going to give the Nightmare the ball.
They're
this
calling
deep?
them close in. They could be going for it.
Oh, they're calling a timeout. The Sharks are, so they're going to think about what they want to do. All right, all you guys out there on the internet chatting, what are you guys going to do? Are you going to go for it on 4th down and 4th and 9, or are you going to punt the ball away? What do you guys want to do?
Let's see what they say, because this is going to be interesting to see. Coach Vaughn is going to say something here.
Gorgon wants to go for it. No, he says go for it. Yeah, I think I'd punt it. I know the Nightmare's been, slowly getting the ball down the field, mostly through the air. But I give that Sharks defense a chance. Darden wants to go for it. Gorgon says punt. LJ says go for it. Kenneth Taylor's there, yeah, go for it. Well, I can't see who's coming into the huddle now, can you?
It looks like the offensive smoke hasn't
Is Smoke
come
out there?
Smoke is out there.
Oh, my God, we're going to go for it.
This is what games are about right here.
Empty backfield.
Fourth down and 9.
This kind of reminds you of last year, doesn't it?
3 receivers right, 2 to the left. This is a big coaching choice right here. Did they make the right call? 3:02 left in the game. There's a snap. He's got time, throws it. Almost intercepted. It is intercepted. He's taking it to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown. Nightmare.
Did you see Dan down here? When that happened, he is celebrating ecstatic right now. He knows this game is.
I don't see any flags in this field at all.
No.
The Nightmare are going up by 10.
Oh, there's a player down on the sidelines over there. A Sharks player.
With the interception.
That interception's good, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't signal for a touchdown. Maybe he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, I didn't see the touchdown signal either.
But we have a player down on the sideline over there.
Wow. See, that's those tough calls like that, man. I mean, fourth and 9, and it fired back on him, man, and now the Nightmare are up. Mm-hmm. But they haven't put the points on the board. What is going on, man?
What they're trying to do is just eat up the clock.
Yeah, I get that, but they scored. Did the score touchdown count or not?
I don't know yet.
Yeah,
I don't think it did. I think he went out of bounds over there. Is when he caught it, he went out of bounds.
We haven't seen a call from the refs, though. That's what's confusing me.
They're trying to make sure players first.
Well, we still don't have a call, and they haven't put the points on the board, so we don't know what they're doing here.
That's a good question.
What? No, you just get yours. I'll get mine later.
I don't want to make that mistake.
Yeah, that was messed up, man. What do you?
I don't know.
You know what? Yeah, maybe I'll talk to you about it later, but I'm not going to talk about it over the air. That's for sure.
There was a penalty on the field for a personal foul.
Okay, so does the touchdown count or not? I don't know how I'm expected to know what happened when it's obvious the refs don't know what happened.
No. And I'm seeing Malcolm Riley down there trying to explain his case to somebody down there saying that he was cut short. But it looks like Noco's going to come out with the offense. They see Ochiato's out on the field. And
So he
RC.
didn't get the touchdown. They just got
No.
the interception.
They had the interception and then personal foul, it looks like, too, to bring him back. They see RC out there, and they see a lot of the defensive players for the Sharks are out there.
Okay, so what they're saying is that he went out of bounds on the interception, but then there was a personal foul penalty, which is going to push him back even further.
Yep.
So the touchdown does not count.
Personal foul was on the Nightmare.
So it looks like the Nightmare will take over with 2 minutes 50 seconds left in the game.
They need to get
at the
two.
Sharks 47.
I would firmly believe that they need to get at least 2 first downs to make this game go to their way.
Yeah, we need the Sharks need a big defense like right here, right now. It's time.
Well, actually, 1 first down, wouldn't you say?
No, what is a 30-second clock?
Yeah, yes. 30 or 40? 30?
Yeah, they got to get at least
1 first down.
at least 1 first down. All right, you think the Nightmare are going to have to run this? Wouldn't you run the ball?
I would run the ball now.
But they're in a shotgun formation, but they do. He tries to bounce out right. He actually gets some yardage.
And
Gain of about 7 on that one.
Did they call a timeout? They're going to let it go down to a 2-minute warning?
That first down run gained 7 yards, brings up 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, we're at 2nd and 3 right now. I don't think they can let it go to the 2-minute warning. They're going to take their time in the huddle, though.
Yeah, the Nightmare are playing
Absolutely.
this smart right now. They're going to watch that back judge, watch for them starting to count off time, then they're going to hike the ball. They're going to eat up as much time as they possibly can before they snap that ball. As you see, look at the time now. Look how much time has come off that clock.
Now they're going to hit the 2-minute warning. And that's it. We're at the 2-minute mark left in the game.
So it's a 40-second clock or a 45-second clock.
Okay, well, as they take a break for the 2-minute, we'll take a break. And thank you for watching Colorado Sports TV's coverage of the Colorado Football Conference Championship game. And welcome back to our coverage of the Colorado Football Conference Championship game. We're at the 2-minute warning in the game. The Nightmare have the ball, 2nd and about 4. The Sharks need a big defensive play right here, right
What
now.
are the refs huddling up about? We got a zebra huddle down there again.
Yeah, these refs, man. And you know what? Let me say this. In the position that I have been in with this league, I've been limited on things that I would say, okay? I'm going to say this right here, right now. The referees made a difference in this game.
You know, I would have to agree with the call down here on the end.
That pass interference call was
That was
questionable.
a horrible call.
There were several 3rd down penalties against the Sharks that kept the drives alive for the Nightmare. I mean, it's not like the Sharks got all of it and the Nightmare didn't get any of it. But I'm just saying there were big referee calls in this game
that helped
might have made a difference in the
tide
outcome
of this game.
I've never said that, actually. I've always sided with the refs, man.
You have.
Always.
You have.
I always.
Me as a player, I'm always against the ref.
Yeah.
And you as where the positions you were, like, no, the refs were right. I'm like, no, they weren't.
You know, ultimately, they are, because what they say goes.
Yes.
Whether you agree with it or not, it is what it is, and we are where we are. But at least one of those 2 3rd down penalties against the Shark, I didn't like. But that pass interference, that ended up being a score. That's the difference in this game now. If it wasn't,
they put 4 seconds back on the clock.
If it wasn't for that,
so guess what? It was not.
Does it have a 2-minute warning?
Yeah.
There's a snap. Hand swarming defense. Are they going to strip him? Oh, the Sharks knock him backwards.
QB is slow to get up there.
So let's bring up 3rd and about 8 now for the Nightmare. But the clock is tick. No. What did they stop the clock for?
It's 2-minute warning because they put 2:04 on the clock.
Oh, that's right. Well, our second 2-minute warning of the game.
Eric, I'm going to take this time just because it's 2-minute warning. Thank you for inviting me to come down and do this game with you, man.
Oh, man, thanks for chilling with me. And for everybody who knows, thanks for the Topgolf, too, man. That was a blast. And I'll tell you guys, if you were to go to Topgolf with Country, this guy could nail him, man. He's back netting that thing all day. Yeah, the new one in Thornton. It opened up yesterday. And surprisingly, there weren't a lot of people there.
It was fun.
Yeah, we had a blast. All right, 3rd and 8 situation for the Nightmare. They want to get a first down. And now the Nightmare are going to take a timeout. Because it's kind of important, too. You don't
want the clock to start after the 2-minute warning.
Right. And well, if you want to get this first down to seal the win.
Yes.
You know? They still haven't stopped the clock.
Time-minute clock, remember?
Yeah, the timeout clock. That trips me out. So you want to get the first down right here.
Yeah.
But then you're risking, if you can't get a big run, which they really haven't had that big of a run for a while.
But it's 3rd down right now.
So they're going to have to pass, and you're risking a pick-6 situation. That would be so brutal against the Nightmare if that happened.
But here's the thing, though. If they can stop him here, do a quick stop him, get him to punt, maybe have 20, 30 seconds left on the clock, maybe. Well, it's 2 minutes, so they would have a little bit more. Maybe a minute left to go down the field. They can still win this game. The Sharks could. It's just how are they going to do it, and if they have what it takes for that crucial time right now to come through when they need to win the game, like last year.
Right. All righty. They don't like our referee situation here. And I agree with that. I've always argued on behalf of the refs in my 10 years of the league. I guess the one thing that cracks me so much was that weird pass interference call. And chat, you have to agree with that. That was a tough flag to throw, but they did it. Anyway, 3rd and 8, shotgun situation. Stacked all the way to the right is what they're doing.
Outside.
Oh, and they're going to try to throw it. And he does. And it's caught. And that's the first down for the Nightmare. He just lays down, and that's going to be it.
Yeah.
I think the Nightmare can just take an eve and win this thing out.
They can. I'm happy to see David Brooks, the Ogiatos, and all the other players over there win.
Anthony Rankin, all day Rankin.
Just to get their first championships over there, it's great for them to see that. This is a great game, just solid, good game.
And congratulations to the Nightmare organization. This is their 3rd year. It's rare to see a new team win a championship game so soon. And
there's only a couple teams I've seen doing it. I'm not going to mention them on air. But there's a couple teams that have done it in their first inaugural year.
Right. And the Sharks won last year in their first year. And they made it back to the championship game again.
Yeah.
They do need to get another first down, don't they?
No.
So, yeah, they're handing it off.
No, they don't.
Well, they're not taking a knee.
They don't need to.
Still fighting.
Because they can just run the clock out now. Oh, they're going to call timeout. So they're going to call timeout, stop the clock. So
yeah, so that's why they still got to run it. Yeah, we're just playing a clock game right now. But congratulations to the Northern Colorado Nightmare, all the Nightmare fans, the city of Greeley. You guys now have a champion in your city. And I'll tell you what, the Nightmare have got a great reputation up north in Northern Colorado now.
They do.
So it's a good win for them. It's going to be a good win for the city and a good win for the Colorado Football Conference in general. What a great game this was, Country.
Solid game, solid.
So now they can go victory formation because they have that one timeout left.
Yes. And that is what they're doing.
Oh, such a tough loss for the Sharks.
And here's the funny thing is that the Sharks have a player over there, and I'm not going to mention anything, but they know how to do a dog on the ball before it's snapped, and I don't think they're going to do it. They're just going to, there's no.
Yeah, they went through. It's done. They're good.
It's great to see Dan and them get this championship.
Congratulations to the Fehrenbrook family. Congratulations to the Nightmare family. Congratulations to the city of Greeley. Congratulations to the Colorado Football Conference on completing their 33rd season. And ladies, I think they have to get one more snap off to kneel down before it's official. I don't know if that game's going to happen.
It's not.
And there it is. The Northern Colorado Nightmare are the 2019 Colorado Football Conference champions. Congratulations. Special to me for Anthony All-Day Rankin, David Brooks, Don Ochado, Anthony Ochado, and all the rest of the Nightmare organization. And on behalf of Colorado Sports TV, I want to say goodnight and thank you. You got anything else to close out here?
I'm just going to say this was a fun game to watch. Both teams should hold their heads high. It was just a solid game. And the Sharks got back here to defend their championship. Unfortunately, they didn't win it. But you know what? Coming back to the championship and getting there again is something awesome. And NOCO, like the players Eric just mentioned, the Ochiatos, David Brooks, Anthony Ochado, Trent Fehrenbook, which we haven't called a lot tonight. Glad to see him win his championship. He loves football.
I like that point, man. The Nightmare are around almost because of Trent.
It is.
And he's been fighting for this thing since before he was in the CFC, and now for him to be a champion is a wonderful situation for Trent. Congratulations, Trent.
You know what? And I'm just going to say thank you for having me down here. Thank you for Colorado Sports TV letting me be on air with you guys. I appreciate it.
Dude, I think you did a great job, Country. I think you did a wonderful job.
Thank you very much.
Okay.